Hello, welcome back to Kogo Studios' Remnant Lunar Archon Session 18. Yeah, here to hang out, have a good time. Previously, in Session 17, we finished by having a fight with everyone in this, haunted gallery. They had just finished that, and then Doug decided to strap the paintings onto his back to carry and presumably sell off somewhere. They walked through a couple more of the halls. And actually, I need to check, do you have the paintings in your inventory? You don't. I need to add 5-pound paintings into your inventory. Paintings. Haunted gallery, just so I know where you got these later, because that's going to come up at some point, probably. You can be like, I'm going to sell this painting. You have paintings. Where'd you get paintings? Especially if it comes up like 30 sessions now. I'd like to give him this painting. But you found this chamber that has these tools in it that y'all have yet to figure out what they are. Y'all found this deserted, destroyed alchemist room, finding that the chair and the chest, both of which were far nicer and well put together than the rest of the room, did in fact happen to be mimics. Fighting the mimics, you rejoined the others back toward the bath, hung out for a moment before returning to the hallway, wherein you found this effectively door that had been covered, barricaded with various wooden objects, mostly these cabinets, chests, chairs, etc. You went ahead and pulled those out of the way, smelling the rotten egg and burning smell beyond, walking in to find this decimated crypt that had been burned through, including both, what are they called? Sarcophagi. The one over here, you being able to clearly see some kind of mechanism inside of it, and burnt from the wall over here, an entire hole in the wall. I may need to start erasing stuff because it's starting to get hard to point at things on stream. Quickly casting a few spells, as when you went in there, you encountered this very large grim. Very large given the relative space. This big centaur, this centipede-like grim with this massive amount of acid that it began shooting at y'all and seemed to create the acid in the room. Being afraid very quickly as the acid knocked out several of you at once. You all banded together, each one of you tried to let everyone else leave first, and as a result, no one left, except for Gambit. And then y'all continued to attack the creature, trying to attack it while everyone else left, and then kind of resigning to that. I guess you're fighting it anyway. Sensing potential defeat, Garand summoned an air elemental using one of the elemental gems that he'd found in Lasophine's things. And the final hit was done by Maverick, who performed this neat little air maneuver where he swung up on the thing's arm and punched it in the face. As he landed, 3-point landing, you all took a breath of the awful smell. Wow, Doug, you're really going hard on that guy, aren't you?
I'm just waiting.
As you all took a moment to breathe, that is where we return.
All right. Well, there's a passageway over here. Hey, Windy, you want to go look for me?
The elemental looks to you and will follow your command as it moves into this room out of your sight. The rest of you see Garand enter this room. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these things. I think it's getting a little bit much.
Goodbye.
Oh, Walt went first? Ouch.
He was the one that's closest to the eraser.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Go ahead and unlock y'all's tokens too. Enjoy. Move yourselves.
All right.
There's a door or something in here. Possibly a pedestal.
So as you look in there, I will finish erasing enough that I feel comfortable going in and describing that. I'll leave the guy. I'll leave the guy for the moment. He can be there. He's out of view. He's out
It's
of
gonna
my
be the
annoyance.
thumbnail.
He's not gonna be the thumbnail.
Oh, come on. Thumbnail.
Oh no, no.
Maverick will go in over the next minute. I don't think the spiritual weapon is going to last long enough. Since it just lasts a minute, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it because I don't think anything will come in the next minute that'll affect it. Gambit, are you just going to chill out there in the hallway?
I guess I was running.
You were, and then you heard it die.
Oh, I heard it die.
You heard
Okay,
it scream
I'll
out
stop.
in pain and then stop slashing at people. So
Okay,
be right there. You could run back in if you want. You might still believe there's stuff there. Whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna go peek and see.
Stepping toward the door, you see everyone leaving to go to the room off to the right.
Oh. Wait for me.
I wave over at the air elemental and I say in primordial, "Hello, I'm Thicket. What's your name?"
It looks over you. Hello. I'm Cesseration. Which, to everyone else, sounds like wins. To you, you would understand.
Doug just says Gazoon type.
It's very nice to meet you, Cesseration.
Of course. I appreciate the magical energy. For the short time I'm here.
I tell everyone, this is Cesseration.
Hello, her name's Wendy.
No, that's not what they said their name is. Hello.
Well, I got the wrong one then, didn't I? Alright, well.
I love the idea that Garan just has, like, he knows the air elementals and, like, has them on speed dial. Yeah, as you go into this open room, there is a layer of dust on the walls that is very quickly being whipped up by Cesseration. The floor and edge of the large basin in the center as well. In the center of this room is a large stone basin, inside of which is a pile of sand that reaches just under a foot above the edge of the 3-foot tall bowl. In the north side of the room, there's a wooden door reinforced with steel, and next to the door is a golden inlay that holds this red gemstone material.
Is he gonna blow dust on me, Thicket?
It might, but I'm sure it won't be on purpose.
Okay.
You can't really help it.
Does it seem like the sand is like I guess weighing something down?
Make an investigation check. You check closely at the stone. It does appear that while the basin itself, from the rim to the bottom of the basin, that rests upon a pillar that holds it up, is roughly a foot. So there's like a weirdly like hourglass diamondy type of shape of sand that's like a foot above to the top that reaches outward and inward. It is a fairly wide bowl. But the stone it's set into is solid and is not connected to any sort of weight that you can find. It seems to set just into the sandstone beneath.
Well, I was a little bit rudely interrupted when I was trying to detect magic earlier. Do you guys want me to try it again?
Oh, I definitely would like that. Yes.
I think it's going to plop down right here and cast uh, detect magic over the next 10 minutes.
All right. What would the rest of you like to do over the 10 minutes that he is doing this?
Garon wants to investigate, see if there's anything that sticks out to him.
What sticks out to you? Like, where are you looking? What are you trying to find?
I mean, there's really only two main things in the room, so
Are you
I
checking
mean,
the walls, or are
effectively,
you looking at those things?
I mean, I would probably be looking at those things. I don't think he has the wisdom to go around and check for traps or something. I think he's just looking to see if he can figure out if there's a puzzle.
Okay. Is anyone else joining him as he walks over and looks around?
I'm checking for traps.
Okay. Where are you checking for traps?
All around the things, and I'm looking in the walls to see if there are like any holes that like stuff could shoot out.
All right. Make an investigation
Like-
check to check around the room for traps. Garand,
Okay.
are you checking the bowl first or the red gemstone?
I guess whatever's closest. So I guess it would be the bowl area.
All right. Make an investigation check. This is one of those investigation check type rooms. It seems. Or rather, y'all are doing investigation type things. It seems like a bowl. You touch the sand and it feels like normal sand. You can't tell anything in particular.
Cool. Nothing there. Then, as long as nothing happens, I walk over to the wall in the ruby, the door or whatever.
All right, so how are you going about checking the gemstone? And Gambit, as you check with the 15 over the walls, you even run your hand along them. As best as you can tell, these do appear to be solid. There's no holes
Okay.
for arrows or anything come out of it. The walls and everything do seem to be solid. And you note the same thing Doug did, that the basin does not appear to be weighted or anything. Garand, how are you
Cool.
checking the gemstone?
I guess Arcana first, just to see if there's any residual magic energy. In which case, then I'll just wait for Thicket to finish up, and then if not, then Investigation to see, intellectual, mechanical, whatever.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if you can. And are you touching it or are you just looking at it?
I guess I'm touching it. No, I don't know. I was gonna just look at it, but I mean, with a one,
you can just look at
I
it.
feel like okay.
If you want to touch it, you
Out
can,
my eye.
but you don't have to.
No, I think that he would try to read energies first. He's smart. He's just not wise.
Looking at it, looking for runes or anything that would indicate magic, you have a hard time seeing much of it, and you actually feel a little bit of the dust from cessation get blown into your eyes. And you have to take a second to wipe them out and try to refocus. Is there anything Cedar would like to do?
Windy, can you slow it down?
The air slows down a second as he moves over toward Thicket. Seem to try and reduce the speed. Cedar, are you doing anything in particular while Thicket is taking 10 minutes?
I'm just kind of observing everybody.
Alright, do. So. We'll do some quick math real quick. So. Six times 10 is 60. So then 60 times 60 equals 3,600. 3,600 of those. And now it'll be about 12 minutes. So. Two 880. Because I'm having to keep track of an hour. That is going to be how long good old Wendy gets to be here. As the 10 minutes are up, Garand patiently waiting. Thicket, you finish the incantation. Open your eyes. There is no magic in the basin. There's no magic on the bowl, in the um, in the sand or any of that, you do get 2 elements of fairly strong magic that does not come from any of your party members. Like there is, Duck has the sword and everything, but you do see as you move around the room, the door does have an element of abjuration magic on it. And let me make sure I've got my schools right real quick. It's always fun when I actually have to walk over to my bookshelf and pull the stuff out.
So guys, there's nothing magical about this basin over here. However, there is some magic coming from this door. It seems to be magically protected by some sort of abjuration magic. And
How Jojo? Ah.
You said the doorknob had some kind, or like the button had like some kind of imprint of a ruby.
No, it is a fairly large red gemstone of some kind. I guess the closest one. I guess maybe I should look at an example to see if I can figure out.
when all else fails, evocation.
That's fair. That is what they throw at stuff, but evocation definitely feels wrong here.
Can Doug
I'm gonna
just
say probably transmutation is probably the closest to what
right.
it actually is. You see, there is a fairly strong element of transmutation coming from the gemstone.
It's a very strong sense of transmutation magic coming from this gemstone over here. We should maybe be careful about touching it. I don't want you guys to turn into a frog.
Would that be such a bad thing, though?
I know.
Well,
Being a frog sounds
it might be
amazing.
fun, but who knows how long it will last, or if we could get you back.
Oh.
I don't know much about magic, but could I throw sand in that direction?
You sure could. Are you gonna throw sand at the gemstone?
Doug's gonna take a handful from the middle and then stand 10 feet away and he's gonna wet it a little bit.
With what?
And then with the water that's in his water skin, just
Okay.
a few drops, and then chunk it.
It strikes into the. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. If you missed, you could just try again. It does strike into the red gemstone. The sand rolls off fairly easily. And as this somewhat rounded gemstone sits there a moment, you do see it begins to glow. This pinkish light red energy fills the gemstone a moment before it seems to shift downward, like not downward direction, but like shifting, closing in on itself into taking up maybe a fifth of the size of the gemstone, even less than that, maybe even like an eighth. Is this circular mote of energy within the gemstone that seems to be tracking around the outside of it. And as it shifts for a moment, the gemstone, or the light in the gemstone, shifts around it slowly, looking almost like it's looking around all the edges, like resembling somewhat of an eye. And then it looks down toward you. Hey, what was that for?
He just points at Garand.
I mean, I saw it. I know it was you. It's nice to see you, though.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Thicket.
Hi, I'm Claude. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's been so long. I straight up was asleep. Sorry, I didn't notice you immediately as you came in. I should have. I should have been awake. I should have. I mean, I would try and set things up, but well, you see, I'm kind of lacking the hands to do so. Hi.
Sorry
Thicket.
about throwing sand in your eye. We didn't realize that it was your eye.
That's honestly kind of understandable. If you weren't talked to by the people that run this place, I don't imagine you would know necessarily. I'm kind of a well-kept secret, but it feels like it's been a while. What year is it by chance?
Ian, what year is it?
I think Thicket might be the least aware, but the rest of you would know it is 417 post-schism.
Just tell him 3.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Hey,
We're talking
Ethan!
to a door with an eyeball.
Sure, you are talking to a magical gemstone that seems to be sentient. Named Claude.
Okay. Can I potentially roll Arcana to figure out exactly why it's a sentient doorknob?
Sure.
I need to open Fantasy Grounds real quick.
That would help.
Yep.
But yes, the rest of you would know that. I don't know if Thicket would have figured it out. He might have heard it before, but I don't know if you remember it. It is 417 post-schism. Yeah, so what year is it?
What year do you remember?
Oh, let's see. Based on the naming conventions.
I remember there being like 4 numbers, and it was like 14 at the beginning.
Oh. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think it was 3289. Yeah, I don't. What was the name of the age? It's been a while. What was it? As the eye, like the red image, like looks around, like he's thinking, and actually seems to squint almost as the energy like shifts in on itself a little bit. Huh. Yeah, 3218 of the centennial age, I believe. I think that's what they call it. That's what I remember, at least. They didn't give me every bit of information I knew. Or rather, they didn't tell me everything. Only gave me stuff I needed to do, needed to hang out, and I picked everything else up from different talks and, people walking through here. Maverick, you would figure out pretty immediately, this is magically enchanted. Taking a slight look at it, it appears that it is primarily magical and not mechanical. That there was at some point, based on from a look at the runes that make it up, it does look like it is either there was an artificial intelligence placed within this gemstone, or there was a consciousness that was transferred into it from someone or something else. But you can tell from the runes, it does have, as you'd be able to tell with that Arcana check, it does have some minor telekinetic abilities. You can see some runes on the etched barely into the side of the gemstone itself, as well as into the gold inlay that it rests upon next to this door. It does have some telekinetic capabilities given to it by that. Yeah, so what year is it?
Can Garand have made a history check while he was talking and going over that to see?
Yeah, go for it.
It's definitely somewhere in the 1400s.
I mean, Centennial's probably you've heard Centennial is like a meaning for like hundreds of years, but you don't know. Even with that roll, you wouldn't know off the top of your head much about it. It sounds vaguely familiar, but at 1400, so I guess you must have had a shift in the age then.
Yeah.
How long have I been out? Wait, you said 1400s. 15, 1600 years at least. My goodness.
I guess so.
What have they been doing without me all this time? I mean, Arthur's probably dead at this point. I don't expect that. I'm well aware.
Yeah, I don't know any Arthurs.
Well, if you did, I doubt they'd be the same one, because mine is
This-
without a doubt
This
dead.
is Cesseration, though.
Hello, Cesseration. You look like an air elemental.
Does Cesseration say anything?
Cesseration does not.
Okay.
And the rest of you, Cedar, Doug, Ron, Maverick, Gambit, you would all know it is not the 1400s. You can let the Git believe this if you'd like, and tell Claude this, but it is definitely not. It is 417.
Well, you said it was 4. Oh.
It's 417.
Doug is just going to.
Can we pretend that I said the right?
Oh, I was just gonna go with
the
you
right
saying
one.
the wrong one and just let it be unless someone interrupted you. But okay, 417 then. Well, it's been a.
Maury as a player is not good with numbers.
That's okay. Well, then I guess it's been at least 500 years then. You know, probably. I guess technically I could have gone out and it'd be like a new age happened like 2 years later. But you know, I don't. You do. So tell me, how are you? What are your names? What are you getting up to?
Well, we found this place, and there were a bunch of people that were being controlled by this big scary lady.
Oh goodness. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. If you leave a dungeon, a temple, anything like that alone for long enough, a necromancer or something is bound to drop in.
Can we go back a second? What was your name again?
My name is Claude.
So, Claude, you said you were created.
Hey.
You kept saying they. Who is they?
Well, the priest of this place actually. Arthur was the head. He was my favorite. He's also the person that, him and a little bit of help from a friend of his. I forget her name. So it's Sarah something. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was Sarah. I'm gonna call her Sarah. So him and Arthur and Sarah, they work together to actually make me. As far as I'm aware, I am an artificial intelligence designed for the purpose of guarding the store, and for maintaining the secrecy of anything beyond this point in the temple.
Like what?
The stuff, you know, the things that are kept secret from people like you, grave robbers and such. Though you may not be grave robbers, but I don't know what you are.
Thika is gonna go out the door and check and see if the tombs or whatever have say Arthur or something on them.
So make a perception check, because even if they have names on them, they are going to be partially burned away by the acid. So see if you can determine with what's left is that there. Yeah. So I don't know where the cat went, but what are the rest of you up to? Who are you guys? Are you religious? Are you followers of the God of Light? Are you? What's your deal? And with perception of 19, oddly enough, you can tell it does not appear that either of these sarcophagi are actually labeled.
Oh, right.
Like they were never had names carved into them.
Do they seem magical at all with detect magic?
Detect magic on. Neither of them seem magical.
Anything else in the room?
Taking a quick jaunt around the room, there is nothing else magical that you can see in the room.
Okay. I'm back.
The rest of you friends aren't really very talky. Thicket.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of
Especially that
quiet.
one over there with the eye patch. I haven't heard him say anything since you came in here. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Hello. What's your name, eye patch?
I guess. My name's Gambit.
Well, that sounds like a made-up name. Then again, I guess all names are made up. Who am I to judge?
Garon laughed. Garon
The
laughed.
moon
and said
gave
that.
me mine.
The moon. Goodness.
Yes.
like when you say the moon gave you your name, can you be more specific?
I don't really know how much more specific you want me to be.
Well, you know,
The moon told me my name was Thicket.
interesting. I'm just gonna keep that in my back pocket for now. Then, if that's all right. I don't know if that
Well,
will
how
ever
did
be
you know
important.
that your name is Claude?
It was given to me by my masters. They woke me up and told me my name was gonna be Claude.
Yeah,
Then
that's
yeah,
like
I
how the
guess if
moon gave me my name.
yeah, I guess if the moon
And-
woke you up, it would be able to name you. That does make sense.
Sir, can I ask you, do you spell your name Clawed, Clod, or Claude?
Honestly, I didn't fully catch the first part, but it definitely was the second one. Claude. Claude.
Right, okay. Well, because, you know, there's Clawed, like my friend Thicket, and then there's Clod, like a clump of the dirt that was thrown at you, and then there's Claude.
Interesting.
More particular name, sir.
Yeah.
Just
No,
curious.
yeah, it's Claude. Claude.
And then there's Claude with a K.
I guess there could be. I don't know.
No,
I've never
that's just
seen
thrown
anyone
out.
write
That's-
that way. It seems a bit absurd,
No,
but
that's-
you know.
That's absolutely incorrect.
My name is spelled Cedar.
Cedar, then. Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Satyr.
Cedar.
Or Fawn, whatever you are. Either Satyr or Fawn. Depends on who you ask. There used to be two separate ones, actually, 800 years before what I remember. But, you know, they kind of conjoined to be one primary race.
I am. Do you need it?
Are you aware that you're named after a tree, Cedar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
Well,
named
yes.
after a bush.
You're named after a what now? A
A
bush?
bush.
A bush?
Yeah.
Goodness. I've also temporarily muted the little eye patch guy over there. He was talking about something, and I think he needs his privacy for a moment, so I'm going to leave that on there for a minute. So we've got a tree, we've got a bush, we've got what sounds like a fake name, Gambit. What are the rest of you three? The Kobold friend.
I'm Maverick. Sorry I've been a bit quiet. I've been trying to figure out how you work.
Oh, that's fair. You seem like a little artificer, don't you? I can see you can pretty tell pretty easily actually with the markings on your shield. You seem like a curious and clever fellow.
Thicket told everyone before you joined that it was transmutation magic that he's made out of mostly.
Yes, yeah, I was given some capabilities. I was told to guard this door, you know, make sure only the people that are supposed to get in, you know, passwords and all that. Yeah. I mean,
Well, what's the password then?
oh, that's a good question. I'm not going to be answering it, but it's a good question.
While they're talking, Doug just goes up to the door. Can he see under it?
As you look, no, it does appear that this was made to fit this, like, space. And actually the base of the door, there's like a little ridge where the base of the door is actually built into the ground, and then the door reaches up top, so that even if there was some degradation to the ground, it seems like the door would maintain tight. So there is not much of an opening. Hey, get over. Hey, you, Faunus. What are you doing? Get away from the door.
I'll tell
What's
you.
this room for?
It's for me. My room. I guard the door.
He's the guardian of the door!
Yeah,
Is all
she's got
this
it.
sand normally here, or
Yep.
is that?
I like
because of-
sandcastles, so, you know, they gave me something to do.
Oh,
You can
nice.
make some sandcastles in it.
Well, I
Okay.
made a boat out of ice earlier, so I think I'm
Well, that
good.
sounds clever. Yes.
If you wanna
Faunus,
see.
Step out the door. Wait a second first. Faunus, step away from the door.
Me?
Yes, you. Lizard Faunus. Step away from the door.
Or
Or I'll use my powers to make hurt you a little bit.
Can you turn me into a frog?
I cannot turn you into a frog, unfortunately. I wish I knew polymorph, but it is not in my repertoire.
so you mentioned the sand earlier as Doug walks closer to it.
Yes, I like the sand.
What do you like about the sand?
I can make sandcastles.
Could you make sandcastles if I was to get rid of the sand?
No, I'd be sad though. Then I still wouldn't let you in the door.
you want to see my ice boat?
Yes. If you can bring me it, I'd be happy to look at it.
Thicket takes
Or I
some
guess you
water
could
from
bring
his
me
water
to
skin and
it.
uses shape water to make a miniature ice boat.
It squints and looks at it. Oh, that's lovely. That's wonderful. It's perfect. Positively wonderful.
Thank you. So what are you guarding?
The stuff. Things. The secrets.
Who are
The
you?
stuff, the things, secret.
Yep, all the things. In
Who
every
is
other
it
place.
judgmental to?
What was that, Sir Faunus? What was that?
Um, are you guarding it against certain people? Is
Uh,
it detrimental if it's,
It'd probably be bad if it got in the wrong hands. Technically, I'm guarding it against anyone who's not supposed to be here. So I guess if the certainty is being allowed to be in here or knowing the password, or convincing me I should let you in, then yes, I am guarding against all the people that don't fit into those categories.
But what if all of the people who are allowed to go in are dead?
Well, that's a shame.
You just guard this door for forever?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it the last, at least 600 years.
That sounds very boring.
That's why I've got the sandcastles.
Show us your best sandcastle.
The eye squints over toward the bowl, and as it looks over to it, you do see the sand begins to shift, swirling together before it all seems to like move up and shift to a fairly balanced disc, basically above the basin, and then the sand begins to fall from the disc as it all lands in and begins to fall over the course of a minute or two. It like falls into a perfectly made, basically Cinderella's castle.
Nice.
I like that one. That's a good one.
You should become an architect.
Honestly, I would. If I, leave the wall. I mean, if
We
y'all want to
could,
do
we
that,
Well-
we could help you
by making me leave the wall.
Yeah.
Sure.
if you want to.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Since all the people that you know are probably dead,
That tracks.
and we could theoretically help you take whatever you're guarding and secure it in a different location and maybe like give it to someone else to guard, and we could take you with us to go, see the world. That's what I'm doing.
The thing
I
that
think
I'm
Gambit
guarding
is missing
isn't-
an eye.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, that's true. We could make a great team.
I'm a little bit too big to fit because the gemstone is almost face-sized. It definitely does not fit.
Well,
in
I
an
mean,
eye. I do.
I could
appreciate the
make a
offer.
special backpack for you.
As for taking the thing I'm guarding, you really can't. It's too big. It's not. It's probably never going to leave this location. To be entirely honest, it was made here.
Is it magic?
Oh, super. Strong magic, even for. Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't know
Can
the
Thicket
socio-political
sense-
stuff of any of the time, so it's super strong magic.
Can Thicket sense the magic from behind the door?
No.
Okay.
What would it take for me to just look at it?
A password, or I don't know, give me a good reason to make me want to let you in.
What
How
do
about
you
this?
want?
How about this? Let's make a deal, shall we?
Oh, I
If you-
love that show.
If you, since you seem like be a little clever guy yourself, make me a sand sculpture, castle, or something else that I would enjoy, that I appreciate, to prove yourself and your skill to the arts, and I'll let you in. Deal?
Hey, deal.
All right.
Okay, I'm looking at my magical tinkering stuff right now, see if I can add any pizzazz to it. Because the sandcastle would be considered an object, right?
Yeah.
Thicket is ready with
So
guidance.
I can make a
The closest
glowing one.
tool to what it, just in case it matters, the closest tool would be mason's tools to have proficiency. Yeah, continue.
So I could technically, what I could do is I could build it, and then on the side that he can see, I can make it look like an actual castle using a static image on that one side. That could be fun. Okay. So, what kind of tools?
I mean, like, the proficiency in sandcastles, quote unquote, would be like mason's tools. What are you talking about using?
I can't.
Using like a magical
You keep breaking
tinkering?
up.
Are you using like
Uh-oh.
magical tinkering? Is that what you're talking about? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Like the closest thing to sandcastle proficiency you could have is mason's tools. If you're trying to like make a sandcastle or something and then use your like
Hello?
artificers. Yeah.
Hi.
You good?
Hi.
You hear?
I can hear you now. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi's being really bad.
That's okay. It would be the closest thing to sandcastle proficiency as you could have would be mason's tools. You could, if you wanted. It's a bit more than a tiny object, but I could say you could like imbue color and stuff over a sandcastle you make if you wanted to use your magical tinkering for it. And you over there with the tattoos
Okay.
and the quiet. What's your deal? Well, he's building the sandcastle for me. I'm curious. I don't get to talk to people very often, or at least not in a very, very, very long time. So yeah, what's your deal?
Well, firstly, you're fascinating.
Thank you.
So there's that. But honestly, is that all that you would really want? Is a nice sandcastle? It seems to me that you could maybe do so much more.
Potentially. I mean, if you wanted, like, I'd be happy to see things. And honestly, if all my creators are dead, I'm only so committed to the bit of not letting you in here, or anyone else for that matter. If y'all were to like find a way to take me off this wall and take me with you, that would also be neat. So I can, see things that aren't these four walls that I've seen my entire existence.
Have you ever seen what you look like?
Not really, to be entirely honest. I can
Like
imagine.
it makes the doorway and the gem out of shape water.
Interesting. So clearly I'm a gemstone of some kind. And do I like what color am I? What do I look like?
You're a red gemstone.
Am I pretty?
Yes.
Very.
I think you are.
Fantastic.
Oh, right. I'm
What was that, Gambit? You were saying something?
I'm going to. Can I approach you? You said it would be cool if we could take you off the wall, and
yes.
so I'm gonna come up and kind of see if I can do that. So don't magic me or anything.
All right. Gambit.
Okay.
I'm gonna use.
Gambit, do you have any skills with any fine stone or metalwork?
Let me see.
This could be a time to use your one of your tool or language proficiencies that you have available. I think you used one for Sylvan.
Yeah.
So you have another language, or like if you wanted to do, because of your background, take like Mason's tools might make sense if you wanted to be proficient in Mason's tools. I guess we could just say mining tools, but Mason's tools might make a little more sense in terms of like fine details.
Yeah, I think Mason's tools works. I think that makes sense for something that he would have.
Right, you have proficiency in Mason's tools now.
Okay.
Yeah, you look. Let's see. I'll go ahead and add a skill to your skill tab. That's going to be Mason's tools. You're gonna have proficiency. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on intelligence. Go ahead and make me an intelligence Mason's Tools check. Take a look at Claude. And while you are doing that, Maverick, you were saying?
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and conjure some mason's tools using the right tool for the job.
That will take an hour.
And then I'm gonna try to make the sandcastle.
I would note.
What do I roll for that?
So you don't need Mason's Tools to do it. It's just if you wanted to have.
Because I'm not proficient in mason's tools.
Yeah. Does right tool for the job give you proficiency in it, or just let you have access to them?
Hello?
Does right tool for the job give you proficiency in it, or just have access?
Oh
to
no,
them?
you can't hear. Ivan!
Can you hear?
Hello!
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Does right for the tool for the job give you proficiency in the tool, or just give you access to it?
It just gives me access to it.
Okay. I would note it does take an hour, but also the Mason's tools are not necessary. It would just that's the only way you could gain proficiency in the check. Like without it, you're gonna be making probably a dex check.
Okay.
To just make the castle.
Then. Okay, just
And
the dex check.
I think Thicket wanted to
I
make
use guidance on Maverick.
All right, and Gambit. I mean, you feel pretty sure you could pull this out pretty easy. I mean, like just undo a binding here, a thing there. You could probably get him off this wall.
Yeah. I can get you down.
Just roll dexterity saving throw, basically.
Just a
or
dexterity
not a saving throw,
check.
but just ability.
Yep, just an ability
Yeah,
check.
that's what I meant.
The simplest way to do it. 15. Okay. And in the meantime, Gambit, what were you doing?
I guess I'm gonna take my chisel and just kind of see if I can pry him out.
As you try and start to hitting it a couple of times, feeling the effectively like trying to wedge a gap between him and the wall. Ow! Ow! Stop! Wait! No! Ow! Ow! Okay. Maybe not. Dang.
I'm sorry.
It's you
I'm
tried your
sorry.
best. It's all right. It's all right. We all make mistakes. I mean I don't, not really, but you know, we all make mistakes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right. Thanks for trying. I appreciate the attempt. Hey, Faunus, what are you doing? I see you.
And so Doug takes out his rope of paintings and
Do you think that Cessation would be able to get him out?
can you hear me?
You said you got out your rope of paintings, and then what?
Yeah, so he'll get out his rope of paintings and then he'll just take one of them, I guess the woman with the fruit, and kind of show it to the eye and ask if whoever made him also made these paintings.
As he looks at him, nope, rings no bells. Ethan, I'd like you to try if you can. You're sounding a little bit light. Are you next to your microphone by chance, Ethan?
Me?
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Making sure we can hear you. Hopefully the Wi-Fi will be good enough. I'd like if we could stick around at least and try. No, I don't ring a bell on the paintings.
Does my
Yeah,
Wi-Fi sticking at around 1500 ping?
I definitely know what that means. Oh, by the way, Maverick, since you're going to use the rest of the time on this, would you like to Bardic Inspiration?
I already gave you a D4 with guidance.
Well, you want to roll a d4 and a d6 to add to the dex check, or not? Because both of those will fade after this. Ethan? Ethan!
Oh no!
Dang.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
Oh no!
What'd you say?
Do you want to go ahead
what
and
happened?
add? You have a D6 and a D4 you can add if you'd like, because you have a bardic inspiration that will fade, as well as a guidance that will fade.
Okay. Can I use them both technically?
Yes, they're two separate instances of things. So roll a D4 and a D6.
Okay.
Just add to
Here's a
check.
D4.
19.
That was a 4. And then a D6. That's another 4.
Another 4, so a total of 8 in addition, bring you
23.
up to 23. So over the next couple minutes, as y'all try and fail to pull Claude
And
out
to
of the
top it
wall.
off.
Yeah.
And to top it off, when I'm done, I'm gonna cast or I'm gonna imbue at least one of the grains of sand, which would definitely be considered a tiny object, to glow with a bright light, which is a 5-foot radius, and then another 5 feet of dim light,
Very nice.
just
And
to
as you
up
do
the
this,
pizzazz.
what are you sculpting? What's your sculpture look like?
Let's see. Because he said a sand castle or just a sand sculpture. Which did he
He
say?
said sculpture. Whatever you want.
He said castle.
Okay.
He did say castle first, but he did specify any sculpture will be fine.
I'm gonna try to do like a very elaborate sand castle.
All right. So over the next couple of minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, you all see, maybe even a little bit longer than that. We'll say like 10 minutes. You see Maverick does take his time shifting with the sandcastle and carefully building it up to get this fairly complex sandcastle with these battlements and almost what look like soldiers all along the top and everything. Various towers going to the heights. Oh, can I see? If you don't mind stepping out of the way, I'd like to see what is done over there.
What'd you say?
If y'all don't mind moving, I'd like to see what he's done over there.
He has one POV, and we're in the way.
It's true. He doesn't have a direct vision
Yes.
yet.
Do I need to move
perfect.
also?
Yeah, Gambit will move just a little bit there. Okay. That looks lovely. You've done a very good job. Honestly, I'm highly impressed. Honestly, potentially better than I could do. You're wonderful. Great job. Mav, you said your name was
Thank you.
Maverick, is that right?
Yep. But you
Right.
can call me Mav if you'd like.
Ah, Mav, lovely. Do you happen to be skilled in metalworking by chance?
In what?
Tesseration, do you think you could get the gem out from the wall?
Do you think you have any skill in metalworking? And Sestration looks back at you. Unfortunately, I
I mean,
don't understand
smithing.
the magical arts. At any point, I would be just as likely to damage it as I am to aid it.
I can do
Wonderful.
smithing stuff if
Could
that
you look
helps.
and see if you can figure out a way to get me out of this wall? I don't think Gambit was doing
I
a
don't-
very great job. It felt painful, and I'm not supposed to feel pain.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go sit in the corner and cry.
I'm sorry, Gambit. I genuinely don't know what else to say.
It's okay.
You tried your
fine.
best, and that's what matters.
Can I use smithing's tools?
Yeah, make a smithing tools intelligence check. As you take a look at it, see if you can figure out how to get it out.
How do I do that?
So, on the skills...
How do I do a smithing?
So, we haven't made a smith's tools check for you, so we're just going to add a skill. It's going to be a smith's tools. I'll go ahead and give you proficiency in it. And then the stat you can click on, and we'll change it to intelligence. There you go.
Cool. And then I roll that. 22.
Okay, you do take a look at it, and Gambit had the right idea, but was trying to go about it too fast. You could, fairly safely, taking a look at all the arcane markings that you'd seen earlier, you could remove Claude safely, and keeping him alive and conscious with the magic maintained, but it would take probably about an hour to work on it and try and to safely remove him. Very delicate procedure, effectively.
Mm-hmm. So
Hammered
it'll take an
over.
hour for me to do this?
Yeah, it would take an hour.
I'm willing to do the hour to help out this
Are the rest of you willing
face
to
on
do
the
the
wall.
hour?
Do we have anywhere to be?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Can Doug take a hour short rest by the door to
He
recover
can.
hit points?
Y'all could. You could make this a short rest. Are y'all fine with that? Any
Yes,
complaints?
please.
No objections?
During the short rest, can I also identify or no?
You can. Go ahead and move it up
Okay.
to 11 o'clock over this short rest. Susurration will dissipate
By
and return
susurration.
to the elemental plane of air as his time is up. Shoot.
I want to bind him to a stone. I'm joking.
He'd get mad, but you could try. If you're looking
He's
to
not
fight,
allowed to leave.
are you interested in fighting an air elemental? Because I mean, you could try that. I'm gonna go ahead and short
No,
rest
thank you.
everyone over this time. The only person that would not be able to properly take a short rest would be Maverick.
And
I don't know
need
that
one.
you get anything back from the short rest. Especially because they're not really missing anything from your side of it. You didn't use your defensive field, haven't used your other stuff, and you don't get your spells back on a short rest, which you also didn't use much of. So you wouldn't gain anything else. Everyone else, if you have already short rested, used something that's supposed to come back on a short rest, should, including like Garon's spell slot that he used, I believe, his Warlock one. And then
We're
you
able to use hit die, right?
are able to use hit die. So if y'all like,
Is there a limit to how many? It says I think I have 3.
no, you can use however many you want, and you don't have to announce them ahead of time. You can use one and then decide if you want to use another and another, etc.
Do these hit die come back?
They do. You get half of your... Well, actually, because of the way we're doing the campaign, once y'all have access to your semblance, so probably when you hit level 5, you can get all of your hit points back. I'm sorry, not hit points. You get all of your hit die back on a long rest, but until you get to level 5, you get half of them back on a long rest. I could maybe extend it and give you all of them back, but you know. See you, Levy. And Garon, technically, Song of Rest is supposed to come after everyone has already healed some. So we're going to wait on and reroll the Song of Rest whenever it gets to that point. But y'all can know that if you spend hit die, you can get somewhere between 1 and 6 hit points after your hit die, because of the Song of Rest. Depends on how close you want to get. Cedar, you, Abby, as the newer person, would you like to spend hit die? You have 3 of them. They're a d8, and they add your con modifier to them. You currently have 9 of 28 hit points.
I don't really
Add your
understand what
con
that means.
modifier to it. I just rolled a d8.
You are supposed to add your con modifier to that. What was that, Abby?
I don't really understand what that means, hit points.
So hit points are basically your health. Your health, you have 9
Oh.
health out of your maximum of 28. And you can spend hit dice, or like the dice that determine your health, to heal during short rests.
Yes,
Quickly heal.
please.
So, on your sheet, you can go to the main page, and where it says HD3, you can drag that over and roll it. And it will go ahead and mark off the hit dice.
HD3.
Yep, where the...
Oh, I
there's-
see.
yep,
I see.
roll that. You'll probably want to get as close to your max as you can without actually going over, because Garand is going to use something that will let everyone add an extra d6.
Okay.
Are you going to spend any more thicket?
How often do we get these back?
You get half of them back on a long rest, typically. Once y'all hit level
Okay.
5, you'll get all of them back on a long rest, because you'll also have to spend them in order to use your semblances. That's not there yet.
Okay. I'm gonna stop here.
Okie doke. Would you like to spend any more Cedar? You can spend up to all of them if you'd like.
No, I'm just gonna stop right there since
Alright.
Garon uses the thingamajig.
Alright, Garon, you can go ahead and roll your Song of Rest, and I'll drag it on to those of y'all that used hit dice. Doug, are you going to use hit dice?
I'm just gonna use the one.
Oh, you did use hit dice, didn't see it. Oh, only one, unfortunately, but I'll go ahead and drag that onto each of y'all, which... Gambit is not using hit dice, I believe, is that right? On account of being at max health already at 9.
Not that. Yeah. Yep. I feel sick for some reason.
It's almost like you got
I
touched
don't
by a
know.
ghost.
Maybe.
As the long rest ends, this entire time, Maverick, Claude is talking to you incessantly. Oddly enough,
And I'm
explaining
talking
the
back.
office politics of the temple for half the time. Of names of people you've never met
Maybe.
and never will meet, and who's interested in who, etc.
It is listening
Ooh,
intently.
tea.
It's like The Office.
The
Yeah.
host.
And then
That's
finally,
why they named it the Office Politics, because
Yeah.
it's named after the office.
And as you finally
I hope
barely
that
pulled-
Jim and Pam lived happily ever after. Sorry.
Me too.
I've never watched The Office. I barely know who they are. I know that Pam is
You're
the girl
not
with the curly
Pam.
hair, and Jim is the tall guy.
Yep.
That's all I've got. But as the hour finishes up, as you finish up your time, you do finally get the last disconnect, very carefully removing the gold inlay from the wall itself. And he slides out, and you are now holding the... It's not all gemstone, but he does weigh a total of 5 pounds. I'll go ahead and just put him in your inventory. That's just Claude. Claude weighs 5 pounds. He's in your inventory now. As you do successfully get him out. Oh, wonderful!
Yay.
Well done. Oh,
Now
and,
what?
Right, I should keep my end of the bargain. And you see the handle on the door shift, blink open.
Ooh.
Nice. Do you want me to carry you with me?
Yes, please. You're kind of my new home. No,
Hey,
new home now.
I go.
Oh.
As you step in,
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and stop y'all there.
you leave him. I'm joking.
It's like if you just leave him, he'll be very pissed off. You
It's
step
sad
into-
too, probably.
Yeah, you step into this dark hallway. As the doors open, you all are hit with the release of this time chamber that's been closed for who knows how long. This stale, untouched air hitting your nose. As you even just barely walk into the hallway, it feels very deathly quiet. Even more so than it's already been. You're in an underground type of area. The sound doesn't have anywhere to go. But as you step into here, it feels like every step thinks quietly before disappearing. You can see fairly easy from the beginning, there is a door across the hallway and it splits into a T shape, and there's another door down to your left.
Hey, Claude.
Yeah?
Do you know what exactly is in here?
I know the main thing I'm guarding is down the hallway down there. This door over here is to a meditation chamber type of thing. That some of the students would go in and train in, the acolytes, help train their minds. The other door on the other side is the other entrance.
Do you know if there's any traps or anything?
Not really. Not that I know of. I don't know much about the other entrance. But I know like once you're back here, you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to be back here in the first place. So there's not supposed to be any other problems once you get back here, I'd assume. I mean, as well as I understand it, I've never seen anyone take any special precautions once they move past me.
All right. Thicket is gonna open this door.
Stepping forward and opening the door. Which also, Cedar, would you like to light another torch? Because your last torch will fall. You'd like to light another one.
I guess I have to,
What's the
don't I?
range of a torch? Hold on, what's the range of a torch?
I think 10-10 or 20-20.
If you want, I can make a rock glow. It'll only be 5
Ooh.
feet and then another 5 feet, but
You won't be able to see very far, but I mean, it would be a thing.
and it would
Torches are
save you from
20-20.
using another torch.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so significantly less.
Yes, significantly less. And I thought one of you,
It's a
Garand
church.
has light. Whether or not he wants to cast it for you is up to him. But he does have the
What
light
spells
spell.
do I have?
No, I mean I've been casting it on his weapon, his cool
On
sword.
Doug's, yeah. Which we did do a slight change with Doug's stat block. So Doug now does have dark vision. So if you wanted, you could cast light on Cedar's stuff, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I mean I can cast it on like Cedar's. I think Cedar does a staff maybe or a
She does a
hammer or
shield
something?
and a mace.
Mace. Okay, yeah. So, yep.
Oop. Cedar, your mace is now glowing with this radiant. What color is the light?
It's always like a stormy blue green.
This blue-green light comes off of you. Thicket. You and whoever's following close behind you would see. As you open the door to this room, a haunting sound hits your ears. At the far end of this chapel-like room stands a tall statue. I need to fix that typo there. A tall statue with a set of bone panpipes resting in its hands. An untouched carpet of red moves forth from the statue across the length of the room. 10 pews of wood lining the carpet. The beautiful but off-putting musical arrangement comes from the statue at the end of the room.
Guys, this place is kind of scary.
You can handle it, Thicket. You're strong and brave.
The statue is singing.
Does it sound good?
Statues aren't supposed to sing.
Does it sound good?
You listen.
As you all can, as it reverberates, you can slightly hear this haunting sound.
It's not as good as Garand, that's for
Ooh,
sure.
I'm gonna go towards it.
Oh no.
All right, Maverick, you enter the room.
I will
What
nod to
anywhere do you like
Cedar.
go?
Thank her.
Where do you go, Maverick?
I want to go up to the statue. Why is my mouse being weird?
I don't know why is your mouse being
There we
weird.
go. I don't know.
Claude, do you know
good
who that
question.
is? Thicket points to the statue.
I'm
I
gonna
have no idea.
go up right here and look at the statue.
As you step right here, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Wisdom saving throw. Uh-oh.
Doug, as you step right there, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Here we go. Not one, so a 0.
As you step into the room, you are paralyzed with fear. As you stand there staring at the statue, this haunting melody filling your ears and your mind, unable to focus on anything else.
Okay, so he doesn't sound great.
Doug, the same way with you, as you stand there for a moment, you have a hard time focusing as this melody strikes you, and you cannot focus.
You guys
on anything
okay?
else.
No. I'm gonna walk out of the room again.
Slowly, not being able to take your eyes off of the statue, you back your way out of the room, and as you step out, you still have like the tinge of fear, but you gain more control over your body. And Doug, I would
Doug,
actually like to
actually
check
like-
something. If something is
but-
in your inventory, because that might
Yeah,
actually matter.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, go ahead and make a second one, because that would have had advantage, because you have the holy symbol of courage. So you still failed, but you know.
I think it's gonna cast detect magic using a spell slot.
Using a spell
so that it
slot.
doesn't take 10 minutes.
That's true, because your last one would have failed. What's the range on detect magic?
30 feet.
Can't tell any magic from there.
Ah, screw it. I'm gonna go in.
Cool. As you step here, make a wisdom saving throw.
I have wisdom. This is a wise thing to do. Okay, wisdom save. Wisdom save. Here it is.
16. You do, as you feel yourself step in, you feel the discomfort, you feel the fear into your heart for a moment, but you steel your mind, you focus, take a deep breath, and you're able to move forward. You are able to move this turn. You can move up to 20 more.
This turn.
Yeah, you can move up to 20 more feet, so you can get all the way up to there if you'd like.
Yeah.
Because you do have to make the save at the end of each turn. Which, Doug, go ahead and make this wisdom saving throw again with advantage.
Oh my gosh.
Because even if you succeed, still have to make the save again. And if you fail, you get to make the save again, so good for you. You do successfully, taking a moment, you steel yourself, take a deep breath, and can move. Where would you like to move, Doug? Managed to, I'm going to move you. It would be difficult to try and move over the I'll say you can get up there next to Thicket. Thicket, as you move close, you do see there isn't no magic coming from the statue itself, but there is a fairly strong sense of enchantment magic coming from the bone pipes that it holds.
Yeah, those bones are definitely magic.
You have a turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Okay. Ah.
And Doug, I need you to make that saving throw again as well, as you would have ended your turn after moving. Gotta make the saving throw with advantage. Doug is still good. At freaking 20. Go ahead and take a hero point, but you're already full, so don't.
Where the frick are my spells?
Doug whispers to Thicket. Is there anything I should like grab with my echo, maybe, or switch with it, or do something?
I would probably try and destroy it, because that thing's really scary.
The entire statue?
No, it's just the bones.
Does Doug see anything of like? Does he see the bones? Or
Yeah, the statue is holding. Well, its hands are like placed outward, as if to like receive something, and set upon them is this set of bone pipes.
wait, Doug is gonna stay right where he is. He's going to make his echo right in front of the statue.
All right.
And he's going to use his echo to attack the bones.
Make an attack roll.
And I'm going to use a hero point because why not?
Sure. As you move it forwards, there's the ring of this sound in your ears, and it takes your moment to try and focus. And as you try and focus, the first attack cuts into the arm of the metal and bounces off without any real damage to the statue. Thicket, what would you like to do?
I I'm gonna cast Vibrant Sap on the bones.
Let me double check that I know what Vibrant Sap does.
2d8 necrotic. It's my only prepared rage spell.
You can still move if you'd like. It doesn't happen every time you move forward, it just happens at the end of every turn.
Yeah, but I don't want to get close to this thing.
That's fair. Do. Okay, go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh wait, that's to
That's an
hit.
attack.
All right.
Make a damage roll.
There we go.
I suppose an attack and then a damage roll. As you reach out and try to, as you release this pulse of necrotic energy toward it, it does seem to hit the bones, but the bones don't seem to take any of the necrotic damage. It doesn't have any decay or anything that strikes into it. I need both of you to make your wisdom saving throws. Doug with advantage. As the rest of you wait for them to finish their haunting adventure, I suppose. Unfortunately, both of you stand there paralyzed for your next turn. You can move further away from it if you want, but you cannot move towards it. And any
Would Doug
attacks will be
actually
at disadvantage. What was
What
that?
did you say?
You can still make attacks, but they will be at disadvantage. And you can move away from it, but not toward it. You are effectively
Okay.
frightened.
I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my staff.
You pull out your rarely used quarterstaff and cast Shillelagh on it.
And I'm gonna wait till next turn and whack it.
Hey,
Well,
Doug.
get in range and then whack it. If I can.
Anything you'd like to do, Doug?
You said I could attack, but it would be at a disadvantage.
Yes.
Why not?
All right. There we go. The song that was playing wasn't spooky enough. Unfortunately, as you strike toward it again, you once again fail to properly strike into it. Catches on one of the fingers of the statue and actually carves off the statue's right thumb, but misses the bones themselves. Both of you make your saving throws again. Doug, you are stuck. Thicket, you do successfully resist.
Okay. I'm going to try and get as close as possible, but close enough to hit with my staff, but not.
Staff's reach is only
close as
5
possible.
feet, so you'd have to be
Okay,
within
well.
5 feet of it. But you could
The
move
main
up to
point
it.
is me not hitting it with my hand.
That's fair. Go ahead and make the attack.
It would be just cat's paws, right?
You might as well. It's essentially. You gotta attack first, but if it does damage, that'll be the damage. So how exactly are you going to hit this? Are you like swinging downward? Like trying to smack
I want
it
to
with the
try
hands,
and
trying to, smack it off
nudge
the hand?
it off of the hands and then whack it when it's on the ground.
Okay. As you reach up and you push it with the staff off the hands, there is a moment where, as it goes off the hands, the music stops. It clatters to the ground, but you still hit it. Room goes silent.
Do I? Okay, wait. When I had, I still have detect magic up, right?
Yep.
And
It
I didn't
is
have.
coming from the bones, or from the bone pipes. The statue is non-magical.
So are the bones still magical?
They still have magic, yeah. But the music has stopped.
Yeah, I'm still gonna whack them.
All right. You swing down, smashing into them, sending them into the wall. A bit of a crack, as you can see. Some cracks appearing on the bones as they take some of the damage as they are slung into the wall.
I accidentally made my death indicator token my picture.
That's okay. We'll know anyway. Doug, you don't have to make the saving throw. As it gets back to your turn, as you take a breath with the music stopping, you can move just fine. Bone pipes are down here on the side if you'd like, and the rest of you all hear the music stop.
Does Thicket relay the message?
That they're magical?
Yeah.
Does Thicket?
Well, I did earlier. I pointed at it and said that thing is definitely magical.
It's true. He did say that, and he still hit it even after the music stopped. So.
Hey, Garon. Can you identify these bones?
Certainly.
Scarant enters.
I'll be right there.
Thicket, are you attacking it again in this time while Garon comes in? Or are you staying off to the side?
I would stay up the side.
All right. Garon, you enter in. Are you casting Identify? Are you just trying to make an Arcana check? What are you doing?
I guess I'll start with an Arcana check, because
At night, you'd have to expend a spell slot. And actually, I don't even know.
otherwise it's going to take 10 minutes of them.
That's
It
true.
is
trying to figure this out.
definitely magical. It gave off an aura of enchantment magic.
So
I mean,
look-
I don't know.
You do look closely at these horn, this pipe. What kind of pipes did I say these were? These are pan pipes. This set of pan pipes made of hollowed out bones, with these beads hanging off, and sitting on the back of them, like tied to them in the binding that holds them together, is the carved head of a odd-looking bird, almost raven-like. But without taking the 10 minutes, you would not be able to tell any more than what Thicket can already tell you.
Does it remind me? And it for just the casting is 10-minute on a ritual. Is it like a familiar looking bird, quote unquote?
Not really. It doesn't look like something you'd recognize. It's somewhat raven-like, but it's not like the thing you're thinking of.
All right. So does it look like I could theoretically run up and grab the bones, or is it
Yeah, you step in here to look at it. Like you find
Okay, so I
yourself
could run up
able to
and-
move. The music has
I
stopped.
could run up, grab the bones, and zip back out?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
if you'd like to
So
run
that's
and grab
what
them
I-
and leave.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to try to do.
Ron runs in, grabs them, and turns around, and whether you two follow him or not, does leave the room.
Doug's
Can't remember
going
my character.
to.
What's Doug going to do?
Doug's going to satisfy his curiosity and like over the statue for like, I guess, admiration / if there's any other things it could be holding or withholding.
So you just like looking at the statue? Are you inspecting the statue?
Yeah, he's more like inspecting it to see if anything else comes off or goes on.
Cool, make an investigation check.
Can I move my character by myself?
Yes. Just don't go down the big long hallway yet.
Okay.
With the 12, looking at it, taking a moment. Other than the finger that you cut off, it appears to be a fairly solid piece of carved rock. It's a well-made statue that is not built from pieces.
It
Okay.
could put the rock that Maverick gave him into the statue's hand to see what it does.
As you do so, you place the rock down, and nothing happens.
Okay. Take
Um,
the rock back. See what it does.
Doug is gonna pick up the carved finger that he destroyed that's on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and pocket it,
All right.
and then walks out.
Right, and during this time, Is Garand casting a ritual spell?
If it looks like they're gonna be able to hold the door, then yeah, Hodor.
All right, y'all wait in the hallway for a few minutes.
Yeah, I might as well take the time then.
Assuming y'all wait there for a moment in this stale,
As-
quiet air.
As Garand does identify, I'm gonna re-up detect magic
All right,
so that it doesn't.
take the time and go ahead and prepare ritual cast detect magic in. So you're gonna have it up for the next 10 minutes, I believe, after as well.
Mhm.
And Doug is
As-
gonna ready
Mhm.
his attack.
Just gonna ready the attack, waiting to see if like Garon gets possessed or something.
Something like that.
All right, as you take the time, you do become aware that these are magical. 100% sure. In fact, they're a magical item that you can utilize. I'll go ahead and identify it, and I can throw it into your sheet. Would you, if you want, I'll let you look at it. The pipes option that's next to the pink moss agate and the pythons, that is what that is, as you would figure out. And whether or not you want to share that with anyone else is up to you. Oh wow, Ethan's getting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh no.
2 seconds on Chris while he looks at it and does whatever he needs to do. So he does take the time with this pearl that he sent to that y'all received back in Feldspar. Using that as a focus for this spell, because that's one of those fun spells that takes focus. Honestly, part of me kind of wishes there were more expensive spells. Like that you have consumable or even non-consumable items that you have to get for 5e.
Is Garon like concentrating with like facial expressions, like sticking his tongue out or like tilting his head every once in a while?
That's going to be up to Chris whether or not he wants to describe what he does. I assume it's a meditation.
Because if he's like moving like every once in a while, Doug is just gonna kind of like grip his sword tighter, kind of relax a bit, and then at any other sign of movement, grip it tighter again.
That's fair. As this is happening, Claude, you hear the voice of Claude come from the pocket of Maverick. Or I guess like, are you holding Claude still? Did you put him in a pocket or what, Maverick? Assuming Ethan can still hear me. Ethan, are you alive? Abby, are you alive? You know what? We might as well, since it is already 8:50, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break and officially come back at 9. That'll give him time to look at these and do whatever else Chris needs to do before he returns. Since he BRB'd
Abby,
for a
you are
second.
muted. Don't fall asleep.
We're gonna go on break for a minute. I'm gonna leave the spooky music up for chat. It was fun. As soon as you went in there, the spooky music that came up is named the Cold Steel Coffin. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. It's really strong, old music. Yeah. Go ahead and throw in chat.
Sorry, I had to pee.
Okay. That's okay. We are taking a quick 10-minute break.
Okie dokie. I heard y'all calling, but I was in the bathroom, so I couldn't get to you.
That's fair. We just wanted to make sure you weren't falling asleep and like this time putting yourself on mute so we couldn't hear you.
Right. That would be bad.
Oh, Ethan just died. I wonder if he's dead or not.
You feeling okay?
I've had a cough for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Let's see how that be. It hasn't been as bad in the last week and a half, so it's probably fine.
Watch this pipe just be like a flute that plays ominous music.
I'm here for the spookiness. I like it a lot.
It's a good time. It's one of those times that I'm like, I kind of wish I could have music to y'all as well, but until I can find another bot that works better than the ones we've been using, it's not really going to work out. Keeps trying to play copyrighted material. Bot. I'll find one day. Like, I wish I knew how to like have multiple audio tracks so that I could like have a Discord going with my music through the audio track. You know. Huh. I could try and set up like a multi-computer setup because I do have an old computer. Like set that up with a Discord and then like I guess try to find. Well, thing is Spotify won't let you transfer straight from Spotify to Discord, so that's a problem. I don't know. Maybe I could like try and download music and then try and forcibly play that through Discord on the other computer. No.
That's way above my pay grade.
Yeah, I don't even get paid for this. I get paid in
Yeah,
good players.
meaning I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's okay. Oh, by the way, Cedar, might as well talk about level 4 for you while we're here. There are two main things that every class gets at level 4. Or one thing that can be two options. It's called an ability score improvement. It can make a single stat a bit better, or two stats a little bit better. Technically, it can also be used to do a feat, which is a special ability that's separate from your class and stuff that you can get outside of it. And some of those are like lucky that let you re-roll stuff, or tough, which gives you more hit points, or warcaster, which makes it easier for you to maintain concentration on spells. You got spells when people try to leave your range. However, I know you're fairly new, I think it may be best, unless you want to go for a feat, to just increase your abilities.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Do you want to increase your strength in something else to make your strength 16 and give you an extra +1 on strength stuff? Or do you want to increase your wisdom by 2, bring it up to 18, giving an extra +1 on all of your, like, make it harder for other things to resist your spells and make your spell attacks like your spiritual weapon hit better?
Yes, that last one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and, well, I guess in the long rest I'll increase your wisdom then.
You have 2 points to give to any of your ability scores. You can spend them both in the same place, or one in 2 different places.
Yeah, but she'll probably want to do both of them into wisdom because her wisdom is currently 16, so 2 will bring it up to 18. If she did it the other way, she could either increase like strength, intelligence, or charisma, and do 2 out of 3 of those and get them up to be an additional point on each. Otherwise, it would be like if she added to her dex and her wisdom, would have no tangible effect. They'd each increase just by 1.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, I was just like
Exactly.
explaining so that it would be easier to understand.
Sorry. I just know
I'll
some
do
people.
whatever y'all suggest.
It's okay.
I don't know what's
In
going on.
time, you will fully understand and be able to make all of these decisions on your own without any input whatsoever.
I think feats are more fun.
I also think feats are more fun, but ASIs are powerful and easier to comprehend.
Yeah.
I'll get to feet someday, but not today.
Yeah. And technically, Cedar doesn't have real feet.
So true.
Aha.
He
I
has
have hooves.
hooves.
Okay, as soon as we said that, my mom started cackling downstairs.
Maybe she's the person watching our stream.
The one person is my. Actually, she might do something like.
That'd be funny.
She fully believes that whatever we're doing is demonic. So.
I doubt it then.
Unironically, she believes that. So.
And I doubt
Dang.
she's watching it. Unless she's trying to prove herself wrong, which hopefully this is. Proving her wrong,
she's trying to prove herself right.
Hopefully it will prove her wrong.
Well, yeah, it would, but anyway. She loves to see me be wrong.
I'm thinking the person might be one of the users that has shown up multiple times. I don't know if they come in for a long time or just a little bit, but they're fun.
Are you not able to see your viewers list?
I'm able to see the viewers list. It just shows me the list of everyone that's looked during the whole stream and not who's currently looking, which is kind of annoying. Like 4 people have clicked on us, basically. Including one that I'm pretty sure is a spam bot, that's smallstreamers_discord. But it doesn't tell me which the current 1 viewers it says we have is.
I'm pulling it up.
It might, like, on the website, but at least on here it doesn't. Ice cream. Jocelyn has ice cream.
Oh, I just have.
Ooh, I should get ice cream. I have some in the freezer.
Ooh. Y'all, I'm really nervous because
Dudes, it was a.
We're having Girl Scouts come to work next week to sell their goods. And I am terrified that I'm going to eat all of everything really quickly.
I get that. Hello, welcome back, Chris. You good? You alive?
Sleeping. Yeah, she just wanted a little bit of like
Oh, the daughter stuff.
comfort and say goodnight and stuff. So no, the girls were fine. It was she's trying to do something for herself that's like it probably won't like amount to anything professional.
Oh, this is wife stuff.
She's like, yeah. She just was
needed a minute with her husband.
Yeah, so I do apologize.
Okay.
So I'm sorry I missed the whole thing.
It's
I don't
okay.
know what all was said. I heard some of it, but then I had to more
You're good. We ended up realizing it was about time, so we took a break.
Focus on her, so I stopped hearing.
Got cutting out just a little bit. I don't know if that's an internet thing on your end or mine or what. But we did go ahead and take a break since it was about that time anyway. So you are good. You are back. You can look at the item to figure out what they are if you'd like. Doodly do. Chris also has high ping. Is there an internet curse bouncing between us? It took out Ethan, and now
All right,
it's
looks
going
like
after
it
Chris.
looks like the ping is back.
Oh, good. For a second, I thought there was an internet curse that was just bouncing. It was like, first, Ethan, he was consumed. His whole internet's dead right now. And then
I'm
just Chris
stealing all your ping. I
dies.
have 19.
It doesn't even show mine. Like, I can't get it to show me. How are y'all doing that?
You go, you hover over the little stair steps beside voice connected.
Nothing comes up.
This is the life.
Well.
Dang, Chris. But are you there enough to hear us a little bit, Chris?
Oh no.
Okay, you hear us fine. Are you trying to talk? Is that going through?
Off and on, I am trying, but
Yeah, but sometimes it goes in, sometimes it goes out.
you say it's breaking up, so
Yeah, it is doing that.
It's gotta go its own way.
What about us?
What about
everything we've been through?
And what about us? You know I never
wanted to hurt you.
And what about me? What was I supposed to do?
I wanna leave, but I miss you.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to type in what you say, if that makes it easier. If you're still able to hear us, that'd be good. Yeah, so he says when he identifies, he has the pearl in one hand and vial in the other. Image, ooh, neat. Jack? Jack, are you here? Doug! Doug Jack. Doug!
I bet his internet is going too, because he said that his wasn't doing well at the beginning.
Everyone's internet just died. Like, I mean, we can. It's fine if we end up having to stop CLV. That'd be real surprising. It was just everything bunk done.
Everything just.
What did we identify? You'll find out next session.
Next week on The Messengers of Remnant Lunar Archon.
I'm back.
He's back! Hey, welcome back. Yeah,
was
so
back again.
Chris said that Garand, when he identifies, he sits down and with the pearl in one hand and this vial of this liquid-like lightning that y'all seen before, this sea spray and water that shifts around and has these arcs of energy through it. As he sits down and breathes, this sea spray, this foggy water, this shifting spray flows around him, seemingly coming from the edge of his hands, and actually seemingly, as you pay attention, drifting off of his tattoos as it forms around him and shifts. This, not opaque, but see-through, this giant oyster as the sea spray flows around him, constantly shifting, seemingly coming forward and shifting around the sides, and then when it hits toward his back, comes back over again and flows. As he sits inside of this oyster for 10 minutes, as you keep a close eye on it, it does finish. Chris, I added the pipes to your inventory. You can open them up and look at them and decide if you'd like, I can just read them to people, or you can decide what you tell them.
I don't have a proficiency with wind instruments yet, so I will let them know what it does.
All right. As he learns, they are, and if you'd like to keep those, you can. You could try and sell them. I mean, they're magical. It's a magical item. This is a magical item known as the Pipes of Haunting. They're a wondrous item of uncommon rarity. You must be proficient with wind instruments to use these pipes. They have 3 charges. You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie, spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. If you wish, all creatures in the area that aren't hostile toward you automatically succeed on the saving throw. A creature that fails the saving throw can repeat at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on success. A creature that succeeds on its saving throw is immune to the effect of these pipes for 24 hours. The pipes regain 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. I don't know if any of you are proficient in wind instruments.
Nope.
Not in the game.
Does singing count as wind?
Well, Cedar does have an instrument that we haven't specified if you want to be proficient in a wind instrument, but that's up to you.
Oh, yes, please.
Cool, what instrument?
The bassoon.
Because it does just specify you have to be I think it's technically a brass is a bassoon, but sure.
Oh. Then trombone.
That's also a brass.
Yes.
They flute.
No, am I supposed to have a brass or?
I mean,
that's where I got confused.
okay. So this is
bassoon
where the
not
thing.
brass.
So technically, it officially it says a wind instrument, but I think in this case, just any instrument that utilizes wind would probably be fine because it is magic.
Bassoon.
A bassoon is not a wind instrument, if I remember correctly.
You are
blowing it.
Correct.
Am I correct?
No,
You're
blowing
wrong.
it.
I'm wrong. Is a bassoon a wind instrument? Bassoon, wind instrument.
Okay, when it comes to music, you should just learn to trust
You're
me.
blowing it.
You're right. It is a woodwind. I was wrong. I apologize.
Thank you.
Wrong. I'm definitely right about the trombone, though. That is a brass.
It is brass, but it's still a wind instrument, despite it being brass.
It's true. But yes, you now are proficient in the bassoon, and should Chris like to hand it off to you, you can use the Pipes of Haunting, which do not require attunement.
Nice.
You can scare people with pipes.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, he'll give it to her immediately.
Yay!
And maybe you'll get it back one day when you learn how to use a wind instrument, Garand. But but I also would not be surprised if Cedar chose never to return it to you. Yes, but as you
right. I have
return,
detect magic up for 10 minutes.
taking 10 minutes, you all are in this hallway. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
I want to play the bassoon.
Oh, you're immediately going to start playing the pipes?
Is there like a penalty for that?
No, you can just play them. You can play them and also do magic with them, or you can actually just play them as an instrument.
I would like to play them as an instrument and annoy the heck out of everybody.
I'm going to go ahead and add, I'll just call it wind instruments.
Abilities.
And to your abilities and add proficiency to it. So enjoy that. I've made it a charisma check. Either this or performance would make sense. You're proficient in both, so it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and make a wind instruments check.
Okay. Give me a second.
Cedar immediately begins to play these.
Ticket is side-eyeing it, waiting for something to go wrong.
Oh.
It's pretty awful. You haven't played in a while, and these aren't the same as a bassoon, so you're still getting used to it. And y'all hear from Claude, this was a lot scarier when it wasn't her playing. I'm gonna be honest.
I resent that.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything at all. Yep, nothing.
Girl boss.
It sounds great. Good job. Good. The instrument. Great.
That's what I
Proud of you.
said.
Good move. And as Doug walks down the hallway, you do see it does split into a northern hallway. And there's also a door at the end. As y'all see, do y'all follow Doug as it appears he's going to the other side and opening the door?
Sure.
Yes.
Jocelyn, are you included?
Yes.
I don't think any of you have dark vision long enough to see to the end of this long hallway. I tried to make
I
it
have
far enough.
60 feet.
Yeah, that's not enough. This is a very long hallway to the north. Move up all of you. Boop. And open this door. As you step into this dark room, Doug, you see this dark room is draped in old webs that shift gently as you open the door. The interior of the room is sparse, with the southern wall holding 3 levers, and there's a stone dragon's head set into the north end of the room.
Magic. Is there magic?
Immediately, the mechanisms to the south do not appear to be magical, but assuming you walk there, you do see that the dragon's head does have a magical evocation effect connected to it. There is also, though you wouldn't normally be able to see it, it is immediately marked to you. Are these holes in the ceiling. There are a couple of them, like 3 across and like 5 down. These small holes that also have this. I'd say probably conjuration magic coming from them. Assuming I understand everything that functions.
This room feels like a booby trap.
You've been saying that about everything today.
Well, there's a lot of things that are on the walls that are magical, and the first assumption I had is that maybe they shoot things out of them at people.
By the way, Garon, Gambit, Cedar, are you entering the room?
Oh, absolutely.
Nope.
Gambit's not looking forward to getting one shot.
Gambit doesn't want to.
So as Thicket sees this, Doug looks up. Can Doug like identify like a pattern or like a safe space?
No, it does look like they are set up in such a way that they're not constant. There's like one here, and then like one here, and one here, in an even way that would indicate that they cover effectively the whole room. They don't cover as much over here, but there is still one that is over there.
So it's not like it's every other lane.
Yeah, basically.
Basically it is, or basically no.
Yes, basically every other lane.
So would Doug be able to tell people where to stand if he was to pull a lever?
You could try.
Gambit is going to take out his chisel and he's gonna scratch Gambit was here on the wall while he
Go
waits for
Gambit!
everyone.
Just to be clear, there is a mark. Actually, there would be fewer than I thought. Say mark here. There are actually only 2. And there's one here, I believe. Well, no, because I'm technically wrong about one of those things. Let me redo. One there. 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 One there. One there. One, say here. Yeah, those locations.
What are there? What are those?
Those are holes in the ceiling.
Is there a light coming through them?
Nope. They have a slight conjuration aura, according to Thicket.
Don't know what that means.
Doug heeds Thicket's warning and is like, um, do we all want to stand outside the door and then I'll like lasso all three and pull them one by one?
I'm good with that.
Okay. Is that what y'all are doing? Y'all are stepping outside the door?
Sure.
That's what Doug is doing.
Are all of you going outside the room with Doug? You want to stay in the room,
Yes.
Cedar?
No.
That's a good decision. Which lever are you pulling first?
Let's
One.
pull the furthest or the closest one.
Okay. So this one right here.
Correct.
All right. As you pull it, the lever takes a moment and crink, plunks down. And immediately, you hear this hissing sound as Thicket sees magical energy pour from each of these sockets in the roof, and the entire room is filled with these thick webs. And you don't, from your point of view, you don't see anything else in particular happen.
So Doug being at the door, can he look up at the ceiling and see anything?
As you lean your head in and look at the ceiling, you also see that there is a red bead of fire, like just above the dragon's head, that is moving down toward it. It is like fairly swiftly moving down, almost like it's moving down a line toward the dragon's head.
From the ceiling?
From close to the ceiling, from above the dragon's head. It is very quickly moving down.
Can I...
As you look to it and are thinking about it as you see it and take a second to look at it, the bead quickly, over the course of 15 seconds from start to finish, strikes the dragon's head. And there is the evocation energy that Thicket sees conjures in its mouth, this flame. You pull your head out of the room as there is this roaring flame that spreads across the room, lighting all of these webs on fire. None of you are in the room. And over the next few 5 or 6 seconds, the webs are all burned away. And the dragon said it only had the initial burst of flame, but then nothing else occurs.
Well, that was fun, guys. Should I do the second one?
Yeah.
Make we'll say, attack roll to make sure you can properly grab onto the thing. Then again, if you're going to do it until you get it, then there's no real need to have you do that, because at some point you will successfully get it, even if it takes a few moments. So assuming you're willing to spend the time on it, you do take a minute with your chain and pull the second lever down. So you pull it down and pull your chain back. There is a similar spray of webs from the ceiling. You like to do anything in the other 15 seconds before the room lights up again?
Nope.
15 seconds pass by, and the room is lit up once again with these flames, and the webs burn away.
Does anyone else want to do the honors for the last one?
Well, I don't really have anything that would be able to reach it.
I mean, you can use my rope.
I could try.
Just to see how fast you do it, since Thicket's not used to this, make a dexterity check to see how well you can lasso it. Become cow, cat,
Easy.
boy. Yeah, easy. You grab it, you quickly swing, and surprisingly, it seems very simple to you as you throw this. It comes naturally as you get onto the third one. You pull it down and pull the rope back. And once again, webs fill the room. 15 seconds later, flame engulfs the webs, and the webs burn away.
Well, that's boring. Why do they all do the same thing? Thicket tries the first one again.
Same thing happens again.
Okay.
Maybe that's the
Dang.
point. Like, maybe you're supposed to think the levers are a deal, and no matter what you do, it's always the wrong answer. That's clever.
Ooh, that's deep.
It goes up to the dragon head.
It's a dragon head.
Can he pull it off the wall?
Make a strength check.
What was that good?
As you pull on it, cartoonishly, like holding onto with your and pushing with your legs on the sides of it, trying to pull it off, it is not budging. It is firmly attached to this wall.
Okay. What is down here?
Make a perception check.
I don't think that went in the box.
It did not.
It was one better.
Taking a look around, since you are looking over here, and with you, that actually is enough. You do see, doodly-doo, that there is a stone button set into this wall.
Oh. I feel like it would be a very bad idea to press that button.
Press it.
Okay. Here's the plan. I'm
The
gonna
plan is
press the
simple.
button. I'm gonna press the button, and if the webs come out, I'm gonna run out before the dragon head starts the fire.
Okay. You prepare yourself to try to escape if the
I'm
webs catch.
fast.
You are fast, but you also might get restrained by webs.
Okay. Yeah.
So you press the button.
Mhm.
As you press the button, there's a grinding noise as there's a doorway that opens up.
Hey!
And you see back into
There's
the
a
acid
door.
room. And actually, where the base of this doorway is, you can actually see as it opens, the acid has been eating away at the base of the doorway.
There's a lot of acid in this doorway.
But it appears to be the other entrance.
Okay. This room seems kind of pointless. I'm gonna go up the hallway and
Alright.
try and like see what I can see before my detect magic ends. I don't know how much I have left.
I'll say you have like 5 minutes left, maybe. Alright. All of you real quick. As you move forward, you walk down this hallway, and the quietness, except for the occasional sounds of pipes from cedar, is quiet and dark. Even with the light, it seems to almost swallow up the light is here. And as you move yourselves forward, you feel for a moment. It's almost like this hallway just keeps going on and on forever. Surely it can't, but there's a moment when your thoughts wander, wondering what if, right? I tried to hit the thing, so all of you should be now moving up the hallway. I think Fantasy Grounds didn't like that I did that all at once. It's real angry with me.
It's very slow.
Fantasy Grounds is very mad at me because of doing that. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be a second.
I made it.
Just let it finish.
Woo!
I think the key isn't even necessarily all of you moving. I think it's the fact that it's trying to calculate your vision.
I like this roller coaster.
Like, it's so much so that my player side over here, it wasn't moving for a minute. Okay.
So everyone moved up except for Gron and me.
Yeah.
That's because you tried to move
There
early.
we go.
All right, and I will actually move y'all slightly further ahead as y'all enter into this room.
Bones.
What do you see, Thicket?
What do your
Dead
cat
people.
eyes see?
Oh,
I
Yes.
see dead people.
At the end of this long, dark hallway, 3 skeletons lay before you, their spears shattered beside them, their robes torn as if by an animal. The surrounding walls have an old form of draconic carved into them, with many words disfigured by the claw marks that litter the walls and floor. The wide room is otherwise empty, but there's something larger that draws your attention. Positioned at the north end of the room, opposite the hallway, is a large mechanical door, reaching from the floor to the ceiling of this 10-foot tall chamber. It's a bronze door. You see small flecks of other materials folded into the metal. Down the center of the door is a tooth pattern seam, where the door would open by the 2 portions pulling apart. And assuming you bring the light close to tell closer details, do you?
Can Doug read the Draconic?
Can you read Draconic?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get that in a moment. But if y'all are going to move close enough to be able to shed light on it, that will matter because none of you, except for what you can see by light, can actually see in color. Stepping closer with the color. And I'll go ahead, now that you're up here, I'll go ahead and release your tokens if you want to move them around. Set into the door are what seems to be 4 thin keyholes, roughly 2 inches long at their opening. The 4 keyholes are set in the door about 5 feet from the ground and span from the left to the right side of the door, evenly spaced apart. Above each keyhole is a gemstone embedded into the bronze material. From left to right, the gemstones are as follows: a deep translucent green gem, a bright translucent yellow gem, an opaque orangish red gem, and an opaque light blue gemstone. Yep, green, yellow, red, and then blue. You are free to do as you like.
Claude, are these your buddies?
Probably, honestly. Yeah. The robes look familiar. I don't know if any of them are Arthur necessarily, but yeah, make of everything. I mean, it's hard to tell when they're just not even skin and bones, just bones. But definitely are quite dead.
Hmm.
Never mind. I was gonna ask if Thicket could tell what killed them, but they're probably just bones.
There are large amounts of claw marks on the walls and floor, and the robes are torn as if by claw marks.
Hmm.
Garon, do you think the statues from uh, Lexophene's room had something in them for these doors?
That's an interesting question. Micah, does that seem like something that registers?
The statues from Lysophene's room? Do you mean the pedestals?
Yeah.
None of the items you received from those or found on those pedestals would fit into these holes.
Are they empty holes?
They are. There are 4 keyholes in this door.
Oh, keyholes.
Yeah.
Are they like shaped like keyholes, or do they have like specific shapes?
As you step close to them and take a look, they're fairly thin. And with your eyes in the dark vision, you can see there is a sort of a tumbler system inside of it. Along one side, so at least one side has some kind of serration on the edge or effective keys. And looking in, oddly enough, these seem to go like 2 feet deep. like 2 feet into into the mechanism, and it's roughly like 2 inches wide at the center and seems to taper off at the end. 2
Does it
inches
seem like maybe
wide at the front.
Does it seem like maybe like a rod or something might fit in it?
No, it's fairly flat as you look at it. There's a couple of centimeters wide at the most. Like the height is a couple of inches, but the width is at most a couple of centimeters. At absolute most of the front.
Claude,
Any
do you know
chance-
where the keys are for this thing?
Nope. No idea. I was given very little information. I am not supposed to know much about this room, except that it's called the Divine Spear.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, I technically should not have told you, but you know, we're here now, so, you know.
Do you know why it's called the was it Divine Spear?
Divine Spear, and, nope, not really. It's I assume it's a spear, that's divine. That's all I got. I was, not supposed to know very much about this room. I know there are keys. Don't look in here, but there are keys.
Usually divine things are like related to a god. Do you know what god it was related to?
Well, technically, I've already gotten the password. Aether, he was the person this temple was to.
Oh, nice.
Yep. That was actually the passcode, but none of you, figured it out.
Yeah, Maury definitely does not remember what Aether was, but I'm pretty sure
there
Thicket
are
does.
4 gods. Thicket would probably know. They've been mentioned. There are the twin gods of Aether and Erebus, who represent light and dark, effectively a yin-yang structure. They are the primary gods and are gods of order. There is Sylvanas, who is a god of the wood and god of the wilds. He is over more nature-based things and is considered the source of most nature clerics, though technically you can be a nature cleric of Aether because he's also the god of beginning in life. And then the 4th god is known as Aeon. He is the god of darkness, void, and grim.
The gems.
Yes. What about
Have similar color scheme.
Yeah, so there are 4 gemstones, which I, as Micah, can go ahead and tell you, because your characters wouldn't necessarily know, and I like the fact that they're more than just basic, boring gemstones. There are 4 gemstones here. The green one, which actually... I don't know how much experience Maverick would have with gemstones, so it's up to you whether or not he would know gemstones very much. The one on the left is a green serpentine. The yellow one is a yellow chrysolite. The orangish red one is a vanadinite. And the light blue one is an angelite. Green, yellow, red, and blue.
Can you say that again?
So I can go ahead and I can copy them, I suppose. Or type them into, I suppose, session highlights. In case y'all are interested in looking up what these gemstones look like. Green serpentine. Yellow chrysolite. Orange, red, vanadinite. And light blue angelite. Technically, serpentine is a subspecies of williamsite, and angelite is a subspecies of anhydrite, but those 2 names are more fun. So.
Thank you.
And Doug, as you look at the walls, it's difficult to try and read them. You could take time to read them, but it's like if one of us went and tried to read Old English from 300 or 400 years ago. There's just words that are written differently, words that they use that you don't recognize. It's trying to read a connected but very different language. It would take a few minutes, but you could try and translate over a couple of minutes if you wanted to.
Doug hearing, Cloud.
Is there magic in this? Sorry, I
You
interrupted.
you're good. What was that, Doug?
Doug, hearing Cloud talk about one of the gods, ask if anyone knows anything about them. So, like the four that you mentioned, would somebody convey that to Doug?
What exactly is your question? Like, do people know about the gods?
So yeah, Doug is basically just asking, like, does anyone know about them?
I mean, unless y'all forgotten about the gods in the time that I was locked up here, I assume you do. Doesn't make any sense to me that you wouldn't. Which
I
Doug, even if
know a
Doug's
little
not
bit.
even if Doug's not terribly religious, like there are temples. Like you saw Temple of Erebus, in Keenite. You saw, there was a church that primarily worshipped Sylvanas, um, in Miocene. Like there are churches and you presume large temples. Like technically, because you are from um, Coquinia, you would know that there is a fairly large Temple of the Three Divines, which is basically a temple that is not dedicated to any of the primary three good gods. It is just a temple for all three of them. Most cities that don't have particular devotions tend to have temples or churches of three gods rather than to a specific one. So Coquinia, you would know, has a temple of three gods.
Those three being
Aether, Erebus, and
Erebus and
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
Correct.
Yeah.
As for the magical element thicket, the entire door is reading a mixture of several different magical types, including evocation, transmutation, and abjuration. And Maverick would be able to immediately recognize there are at least 4 different types of metals woven into this, including bronze, dimeridium, silver, gold, and others.
Mm.
The 3 gemstones above each of the locks do have abjuration magic floating from them, and each gemstone has a very light evocation aura.
Okay, you said the bunch of different types of magics were abjuration, evocation, and what else?
I believe would not be transmutation. There would be abjuration, evocation. Do where's my list? There are definitely abjuration and evocation.
Divination, enchantment.
Illusion.
Ah,
There is a level of illusion on it. Are you going to take a few minutes to read those, Doug? Were you going to do anything with the information that you would be aware of the gods?
Doug's going to recollect the sarcophagus or sarcophagi, if that's the word.
Remember the sarcophagi? All right. Yep.
And voice or ask if did anyone happen to look inside of them or open them to see if there's any keys possible?
I didn't look inside, but I did look on the outside to see if there were any words. Oh, we could go check and see if there were keys.
So yeah, Doug's
I
just
don't
gonna walk out.
think there would be.
All right. Is anyone going with Doug to go check the sarcophagi?
I would go just because I could feel.
Okay. I'm not going to go ahead and move y'all yet. What are the other 4 of you doing in here during that time?
I'll go with Doug and see.
Thicket?
Yes, Thicket.
Cedar, Garan, Maverick. Are any of you doing anything as you look at these?
I mean, he would definitely like try to investigate, like see as much as he could understand about if what kind of mechanism he's looking for, what kind of, because if the opening is small, but it goes in deep, then I mean I don't know what that would entail. I can't. Yeah.
All right, so you'll just spend some time looking at it and look through it. Cedar and Maverick, are y'all doing anything in particular?
I'll go with Doug.
All right, as the other four of you head back, you get to the crypt, and you said you were trying to look inside of the sarcophagi.
Correct.
So between Cedar and Doug, you definitely have enough strength to move everything. And as you do, you find that, taking the time, both sarcophagi have been partially burned by acid. And you can see, at least in the one that was on the right, there is some kind of mechanism in. What you assume that goes to is up to you. There is some kind of destroyed mechanism that will no longer function. And checking inside of both of these, moving the lids off, both of them are completely empty.
Dun, dun.
Nothing in either sarcophagus. Durand, as you look detailed at this vault, this doorway. Yeah, I don't know what else. There's not a lot that you would get that I haven't already told you. The mechanism is built into the wall fully. It's incredibly well made. From what you understand with the investigation, you can't tell, like, don't have a full appreciation in the same way that I don't have a full appreciation of exactly how bank vault works. It looks impressive, but you can't get a ton more from that. But it seems to be oddly, like, not oddly clean, but it is untouched. There is no fragmentation, no decay. Even the bits of the bronze have not oxidized. Or not bits of bronze, it's majority is made out of bronze. Has not oxidized in any way.
Does bronze oxidize, or is that
I think
copper?
it does. I know copper does, and copper is a part of bronze, so I would assume. But I could be wrong. That's what y'all like to do is you find an empty crypt. And a locked door.
Well, obviously there's zombies among us because there's no dead people in this coffin.
That's definitely what that means.
Yes.
Or they just wanted to hide something and they thought that if they hid it in the sarcophagus, no one would look there.
Does Doug know what the mechanism was?
Make an intelligence check, since you do not have proficiency in Tinker's tools, to try and figure out what the mechanism might connect to.
Could I try to as well?
Sure, I'll allow it. Each of you can make an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I forgot I'm bad at that.
I'm sorry, not investigation. It would just be a straight intelligence because you don't have Tinker's tools proficiency.
I'm still bad at it.
I'm aware.
It does not make a difference.
It's a mechanism in a crypt.
Can I take a stab at it with my thieves' tools?
Yes, make an intelligence check with proficiency. Which, just roll your mason's tools, since you're already there. Did we decide what you have expertise in, by the way?
No. But since we haven't decided that, then we won't add it.
Won't add it yet, but you should think on those. 17.
Yep, I should.
It's fairly well made. It looks like it goes into the floor. You'd have to effectively pull up and start breaking through the sandstone floor to really get a good eye on it. But looking at what the trigger mechanism is, it does look like there was built into the side, like on the interior, like you're supposed to open the coffin and then reach underneath the side, but it's now been burned away, like a lever or something in the side of it. That, looking at where it is at the two coffins, that's a question of whether or not I give you a hint because you rolled well, or whether or not I just let you deal with it and give you information. Which would y'all prefer? Should I give you a closer piece to the answer, or just let you have the information?
More info.
Accurate
Um,
info.
It would appear that the wiring or like the mechanism does have a connection off to its east, off toward the door that y'all went through for Claude. So there's a lever, and the mechanism does seem to connect toward where the false door or the hidden door was to Claude. The other one seems to have a similar mechanism that goes to the north for the door to the web room.
The door to Claude, how did we get that door open, or was it?
It was
already-
burned open by acid before you ever
Ah.
got there.
It was probably to open that door.
Maverick, what are you doing during all this time? Wait, what am I saying? Ethan's not here. Maverick is
He's
doing
not
what Maverick
here.
does. I forgot for a second. He's sometimes quiet, so I just assumed it's alright, though. It's fine. Maverick does Maverick things. Maverick will appreciate the architecture and the quality of the vault. What would you like to
Okay,
do?
well,
Mechanisms in the crypt.
Gonna
Door.
go back up to the big door.
You return to the room.
There weren't any keys in the sarcophagi.
Hey, Thicket, you can freeze water, right?
Yeah.
Could you put water into the openings and then freeze it and make a handle on the end for us to possibly turn it?
Yeah. I don't know if the keys all need to be in there at once. I can only do like one at a time. But we could try it.
Or if you could make like the 4 keys and then we'll each just take a key and turn at the same time.
I'm not really able to do more than one key at a time. It's pretty small area where I can freeze stuff.
Oh, I mean like just like freeze one, go to the next one, and then freeze another one.
Yeah, if I freeze another one, it's gonna unfreeze the first one. Yeah.
You can technically have 2, but it's still not enough for all 4.
Can I have 2?
Yeah, it says you can have 2 non-instantaneous effects from this at one time.
Wouldn't that be shaping the key and then freezing the key?
The shaping is an instantaneous effect. I think.
They're all instantaneous effects.
I guess the shaping would be one because this change lasts for 1 hour. Yeah, so the only one that doesn't count as a continual change and is considered an instantaneous change is the moving a water. But like forming it into a shape or changing its color, opacity, or freezing it, all are non-instantaneous. So yeah, you'd only really be able to make one.
Yeah.
Can I try to pick one of the locks?
Sure, make a Thieves' Tools check.
Mm,
I can make a key and see how well it works.
20. Make a dexterity saving throw.
oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Where's my saving throws? I found them. Ah, yeah! Take that!
Yeah!
All right, go ahead and take a hero point if you have room for them. As you use your tools, it's a bit difficult because this is a large lock. Like whatever key goes in here is at least 2 feet long. And so it takes a minute to try and like use bits of the ends of the spear to like create an edge to it and try and move it into. But as you put the tools in and try to maneuver it, your eye catches the gemstone above glow. And you did go to that one, didn't you? Yes, the light blue. As you see this, your eyes widen a moment, and you shift your head off to the side and pull your hands out of the way of the keys, as there is this blast of these shards of ice that push out from the lock, shattering the spear that you were using to hold in place, and nearly stabbing into you. After a moment, the ice dissipates and just shifts into this water that pours to the ground.
Okay. Nope.
What did you unlock? The lock?
So I guess
Your false key was shattered. Yeah,
Well.
I don't think I'd call that unlocked. No.
okay.
Good try,
Claude,
though. You're very good at
shut up.
lock picking. Good job.
Fucking guessing adding a magical gem to our party.
Hey. I don't need to be rude.
Is this really all that's in here? I think it's addressing that to Claude.
As far as I can tell. I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff beyond the vault, but or in the vault, but until you can get the door open, there's not much there.
And you have no idea where the keys are.
No idea. I mean, the last time I saw them, 600 years ago, they were being taken out of the vault. It was actually closer to 700 years ago. It was before this place was ever fully closed off. Like, they took them away. I mean, they might have gone back in through the other entrance, but they definitely left the rooms. I saw 2 of them. At least. I remember seeing 2. They might have, pulled the other out in bags and stuff.
Do you have names or descriptions?
Oh, they're swords.
They're swords?
I guess I should have mentioned that. Yeah, they're short swords. Why it's so long?
Is Shattered Memory a short sword?
Nope, Shattered Memory is a great sword. Oh. It is in the length, how tall the key openings are, where it's 2 or 3 inches. The great sword is 6.5. It's a wide blade. Well, actually, Shattered Memory would be a little bit closer to 4 inches. Wide. Yeah. Yeah, there are 4 swords. Each of them has the different indentations on the back, like the serrations, make it a key. I'll have the gemstone corresponding to the ones on the wall or in the vault.
Where's the vault?
It's right here.
Right in front of us.
The big door.
Sorry, I'm forgive me, I'm confused. Okay, so were there any short swords in the military thing that Brond and Maverick were interested in?
So I believe Maverick took them with him. He took 1 Dimeridium Yataghan with him. Pulling out, look at the Dimeridium Yataghan. It is a fairly thin blade. Maybe 1.5 inches wide, and does not have any serrations on it. It is a fairly long 2.5 foot short sword that has a curve slightly forward. So it does not look like it would match these locks. And from what you could tell, all of these swords in that military thing, with the exception of the cutlass, the the saber, were all Yataghan. They were all a uniform make. Does anyone besides Doug speak Draconic, by the way?
I do not.
Let me check. I don't think I do, but I'll check.
I know Moretta did, but she's not here, so...
I think since Doug is out of...
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do either Doug or Cedar want to take any amount of time to look at the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, so taking about 10 minutes to study and try and find them because it is like reading an old version of the language. Most of them appear to be different scripts about Aether. Different passages that you've seen from different books, words of different saints that, from what you've heard, like these are hundreds upon hundreds of years old. Long time ago when these were written. During the age when the gods would still not uncommonly show themselves to rulers and to the people of their lands. But there is one passage that catches your eye. Behold the divine spear, that by 6 chosen, Aeon may never return.
Oh, we're 6
What
people.
chosen?
Behold the divine spear, that by 6 chosen, Aeon may never return.
Oh.
There's 6 of us. I would just like to point that out. Oh, can I tell everybody what I just read?
Yeah, you can mention that to everyone easily enough.
Okay.
That sounds foreboding.
It's intimidating to me.
I kind of felt like we should leave whatever has been locked up.
Oh, I like that idea.
I mean, if you don't want the divine spear, then that's up to you.
Where is the text written?
It would probably be on this wall.
It's just like scratched on the wall.
Yeah, all of these walls are covered in carved text. A lot of it's been disfigured by the claw marks, and what's still there is hard to read because it's in a very old version of Draconic. But it is all carved in there.
And
And
besides the dead bodies, there's
nothing.
only the door.
There's only the door and the bodies. And Cedar, taking a quick look around, and the rest of y'all with your perception, seeing what she points out as being that passage, that's not the only place it's in. It's repeated at least 6 or 8 more times at different points in the different walls. Just scribbled in between bits of other text and other scripture.
I think it's going to try the ice key thing.
And sorry, those of you that were, in the break thing. There's what it looks like. It looks like I never swapped us back over to the game view.
Oop.
This is that's the room. Down here, this small room over here is where they got struck by some webs. But back up here.
A smooth criminal.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Yeah, but that's the room.
I think it's gonna try the ice key thing.
Okay, which one? Red, yellow, green, or blue?
Okay. Green's probably acid or necrotic. And I'm not resistant to anything, so it's not like it matters. Yeah, let's do green.
All right, stepping up to the green one, you create this ice lock, or this ice key, trying to shape the key into what you think, and like trying to push the water into it and then freezing it in place once it fills where it's supposed to be. As the water passes into it, make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, Ticket, can Doug put rope around you first, so if any sign he can pull you back?
Can he?
Sure, I would say it would change it from being a dex save on your part to a strength check on Doug's part to pull at the right moment.
Could it be both?
Nope, one or the other.
Can he get advantage?
No.
What if I help?
No. Can't help on saving throws. So that happen. Sure, I guess we're doing Doug's one then, because he went ahead and made the straight save. So putting the rope around your back. and pulling at the last moment as you push this water in, and as it turns to ice, you see the green serpentine begin to glow. And as you are pulled away, there is a very quick growth, as despite there being no plant there before, the water is pushed out, as seeming to almost like crawl out. These vines reach out and push from the lock and try to grasp onto you and pull you in, but as they miss you, it pulls back and just sits on the lock for a moment before the plant withers and turns to dust, seeming to almost instantly die just as fast as it was created. As this thorny vine tried to grab onto you.
My ice key did nothing.
Uh,
Micah.
Yeah,
These
the
are
ice key did
floating-
nothing.
Okay.
The water was forced out.
And these are floating gems.
They are not. They are embedded into the vault. It's like into the vault door.
What if we just like took the gems off?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the party.
Okay.
I feel like we would get destroyed by the gems first.
Well, we've survived it twice so far.
But our luck will only go so far.
We have healing spells.
Cedar, could you probably Sacred Flame the red one? Maybe it's elemental based.
Yeah, sure. If I can remember how to do that, I sure will. Okay, give me a second here. Sacred Flame.
And then if the red one doesn't react, maybe uh, Sacred Flame the ice one, the blue one.
So you're trying to
Okay,
Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame
I
the
need
red one.
help.
Go ahead and roll the damage, because there's nothing for you to target, so just go ahead and drag the damage over. As you cast this divine energy into it, striking against the red gemstone, you see that entire space of the vault, the gemstone, and the key itself, this stony rock, this dark gray material seems to create and transfix over both the gemstone and the lock, covering it as the divine fire strikes against it. After the fire finishes, the stone seems to crumble into dust that falls at the base of the vault, at the base of the door. As this stone seems to protect the red gemstone, the vanadonite.
Hey Cedar, let's try that one more time, but on the blue one.
You want a Sacred Flame on the blue one?
Yeah, we'll just see what the wall does.
Don't worry about
Okay.
rolling it. As you create these sacred greenish flames that you create, the gemstone and the lock are covered in this light blue ice that then melts after the flames dissipate.
Well, it looks
This
like we're
thicket
not
with
getting
the
in today.
sorry, what was that?
I said, well, it looks like we're not getting in today.
This thicket watches as each time this happens with the remains of until over the next few minutes when your magical detect magic eventually does fall off. Like there is a burst of this evocation energy from each gemstone each time one of these things happens.
Well then.
Why do we need these gemstones again?
You wanted to get into the vault, I think.
Well, the gemstones are what's keeping the door locked, kinda. So
And
we were
why
just
do we
trying to
need the
see if we
door?
could like open the door, because there's something about a spear, and I
Yeah.
kind of want to see the spear.
Divine Spear, man. Or it's, from what I've heard, it's really cool and really powerful.
See, Claude gets it.
Yeah, man.
I support y'all.
I mean, I want to see it. I never saw them bring it in. Like, I was made after whatever was put in here was locked up. Like I saw the spears come out, but like whatever's inside the vault, I'm sorry, not spears, the swords come out, but whatever's
Sword.
inside the vault is a whole other thing.
So like, what if I did wild shape? Because I have extra HP when I do wild shape.
To accomplish what?
To try and break the gems.
Is that what you'd like to do?
I don't know.
Based on what you can tell, with the time Garand has spent looking at it and you've spent looking at it, and the fairly strong magical energy, because there's a lot coming from
We're
this
all
thing.
just like stood here with our hands on our hips, staring at it.
It appears to be a effectively impenetrable vault door.
What if we dug our way through this, through the walls?
You gonna try to do that?
No.
Do the 6, or I guess the 3 spears broken in half mean anything?
Taking a look at them, they are the weapons. It's hard to tell exactly what the material is. They appear to be made of some kind of bronze. If they were ever magical, they are certainly not now. Yeah, they are. Yeah, just broken spears that whoever these skeletons were seem to have wielded. There doesn't seem to think anything special about them.
So like, where did the magic come from when we like mess with it each time? Did it come straight from the gem?
Gemstone, yeah.
Okay.
Cedar, maybe the wall is tone deaf or perhaps enjoys music. One of the two, maybe both, I don't know. Maybe playing the bones will do something.
Okay.
All right. You play them. Are you going to activate one of its charges?
What do you mean?
So there are two phases to the thing. You can play it just as a thing. Where are you? There you go. Pipes of hunting. You can just play them as pipes. And then you can also use an action to expend one of the 3 charges it has, basically 3 uses, to make a magical frightening tune.
I'm gonna try just playing it regularly first.
Make a performance check. Or a bassoon check, I guess.
A bassoon check.
Yeah, a wind instruments check.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's because you're proficient in bassoon.
I'm very bad at bassoon.
Yeah, apparently not great at pipes. It doesn't sound very good. There does not seem to be any effect on the vault door.
Well, let me try the magic thingy.
You activate the effect, which does not require any performance or anything, as it just affects. I assume you decide not to affect all of your friends. Is that correct?
Correct.
You play. Nothing happens.
Cool.
There does not seem to be any magical reaction from it.
Great. Well, we tried.
Ticket is going to use wild shape and turn into a spider and try and crawl through the keyhole.
Which keyhole are you trying to crawl through?
Let's go with yellow this time.
Yellow this time? Okay. What a wonderful one to choose. So as you turn into a regular size spider, you begin to try and crawl through the keyhole. You all see the glow from the chrysolite as Thicket moves into the keyhole. I'd make you roll a dex save, but I don't know that there's a chance you can get out as a spider in time.
Wait.
Well, like the magic came from the
It seems
gem.
it's coming. The magical energy comes from the gem, but as you're in there, it does seem that there is what you would immediately notice as this bright yellowish energy that begins to fill the keyhole and whips around and appears to be some sort of golden flame. Make the dex save as a spider. It does appear that the keyhole is filled with this same energy, projected from the gemstone.
Dex save.
Spider dex save. You do succeed.
I don't know if that did my regular. Oh wait, we have the same dex.
It does spider, yeah. You do manage to step just out in time as the rest of you see this burst of this golden flame come from inside the keyhole and like burn around, causing no actual marks on the bronze, but this very bright yellow flame. Similar in feeling actually to the divine flame from Cedar, though hers is green, does pour out of this keyhole, just barely missing Thicket as he steps off to the side of the keyhole, running away from the yellow flame.
Let's try the green one.
You do the same thing, but in the green one?
Yeah.
Make a dex save.
Wait.
Yeah?
Doug has an idea.
Okay.
What if he has one of his ropes? He lets Thicket, pull apart the end of the rope just a little bit to have like the very like one strand to tie around his spider waist. Because my strength saving is +5 instead of your +2.
I mean, if I fail, all it'll happen is he gets rid of my wild shape.
And you might take some damage, depends on how much it does.
Does it carry over?
It does.
Since when?
Since always. That's how wild shape works. That's how,
I don't remember.
in Critical Role, Keyleth killed herself as a goldfish by jumping 1,000 feet. And spiders only have 1 hit point.
Well.
It's one of those things that I am definitely sure about.
Okay. So I believe we're gonna go with Doug's strength. Also, it should have said something in chat along the lines of Thicket as a spider.
It said Thicket wild.
I know.
Weird. It should say that you're Thicket as a spider. Like it even shows your token on this side to be a spider, but your token on the other side's not.
It's not.
Gave you climb speed and everything.
I always have climb speed.
Do you have any spider actions?
No.
Did you mark off wild shape, or did you remember to actually drag the spider thing from the
I
end
did
piece?
both. It doesn't do both automatically. If I drag it over, it doesn't also mark off wild shape.
I'm gonna try dragging it over again. See if maybe something went wrong. Did you just get disconnected?
I closed it.
Oh, okay. I put it on you again, and it worked. So you now have the spider things. Probably have to add your token onto your sheet again since you changed it, but yeah, it worked the second time. I don't know why it didn't work the first time.
Hey, Thicket, I think if this doesn't work out this time, we might just have to go to the rest of the party and see if anyone has heard of anything, or once we return the people, ask Uldrathel.
Would Thicket like to revert or stay a spider?
It is a spider right now.
What are the rest of you doing? Gambit, Garand, Cedar, Doug. Are y'all just waiting for the shenanigans to end? Are you doing something in particular? Trying to
waiting for the
get hit by
shenanigans.
radiant fire?
I mean, it seems that we need to find the right swords. So I don't know if maybe there's a secret place we haven't found in here yet, because we at least know of one secret room.
You are currently aware of one room you'll have not been in yet. There are more. There are ones that you haven't touched yet.
What do you mean there's more a room we haven't been in yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Where?
remember.
It's one that Doug walked past.
Yeah, Doug was going to explore it and was told to meet back with other people.
So are we doing the strength check or the dex?
All right, you're still getting pulled there. Since it's a similar type of thing, if y'all want to do the strength check, yeah, you can have him do the strength save. Succeed. Successfully, you pull Spider Thicket away from the golden flames.
Okay.
It does not appear that this vault door is budging. It seems to be oddly almost aware of any time someone tries to mess with it.
Thicket is going to petulantly stay as a spider.
Gonna run around or like sit on someone's shoulder or what?
Just gonna sit on Doug's shoulder.
What are you all doing? Are you gonna head back to the other room? Are you gonna head back to the others? What would you like to do?
Doug recollects remembering there's a door that he was about to walk through until he was told we should meet up with the others, so he mentions it and starts heading in that direction.
All right, I assume the rest of you follow him.
Mhm.
All right. Would we like to try and do this room real quick because it should not be a super duper long one, or at least there might be something interesting that'll stop us early. Or do we want to go ahead and stop because it is now 10:21?
I'm good with either.
Abby, you're
Good with
usually-
either. I'm pretty tired, but I can persevere.
Alrighty, do. Abby, are you awake?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad. I will now slowly move all of you through the map. This was my fault for making a big map.
Mm.
Meow. Meow.
I mean, you probably didn't expect Doug to like go zigzaggy all over Wonky.
I kind of did. I didn't. I guess I didn't expect how much y'all were going to backtrack, and how long it might take to move everyone.
I'm lost.
That's okay. You're heading the right way.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll
I
get
did
back to the
it!
room down here, leaving the door to the vault. You open the door of the room. Doodle-a-doo. Go ahead and you can move yourselves inside. The smell of leather and paper fills this room. Lining the walls are bookshelves, mostly with a few empty tomes gracing the shelf. Mostly empty, with a few tomes still gracing the shelves. 3 additional shelves stand alone in the western side of the room, and 2 tables surrounded by wicker chairs with faded fabric sit at the east end. Thicket, what is your passive perception as a spider?
Currently, 17.
Just barely enough. As you look up, you're standing on Doug's shoulder. You see at the southern end of the room. I'll go ahead and move the VOD to where they can see you all as well. The southern end of the room. You only see it for a moment before it darts away down the side of the shelves and then behind somewhere you can't see anymore, darting downward. You see this small draconic-looking creature with yellow scales that looks at you all and then quickly darts across the shelves and down out of sight.
Okay, bye.
Thicket shoots a web at it to point it out.
Like it shoots a web up toward the south, which Gambit you would not see. You would not, unless your
Oh.
passive perception is 17 or higher, you would not see it at all.
Yay.
Your passive perception is 12. You wouldn't even notice this thing. Neither would Doug. But as the spider spits a web over there, by the time you look, it's gone. It shot a web at something.
Doug looking, on his shoulder, looking at Thicket is like, did you see something?
Thicket uses his 2 front legs to like point at it.
Points down to the southeast. Following, walking around, looking around. You do not immediately see where it is. Wherever it ran off to, it is currently in a different spot from where you thought it was.
Are these like benches or like bookshelves?
These are bookshelves. The room is filled
Ooh,
with bookshelves. There are many missing books. There are not a lot. There are a few tomes still left at the books on the shelves, but most of the bookshelves are empty. And doodle-doo.
Does Doug notice anything as he's walked to the edge of the...
As he walks there, as Gambit walks by this way, Gambit doesn't see it, but you see this spectral-looking figure step past behind these bookshelves.
Wait, behind...
You see a spectral figure of a woman step from like the left side of the bookshelf back behind it, the other side.
Can Doug immediately cast Echo right there by it and then try to attack?
Okay, make an attack roll.
Oh, nice.
The echo is instantly created before or while the spiritual-looking figure is there and swings the blade, slicing right through its stomach. And as it passes through and cuts into the shelf off to your left, the figure dissipates as the blade cuts through it, tearing through it. Whatever it is, disappears. A few moments later, over there on the other side, where Garand and Cedar are. Cedar, as you're standing off to the side looking at the other two, you feel someone tap on your shoulder.
Hello?
You look around and there's no one there.
Can
Um,
I want to play my bassoon.
You begin to play the pipes.
I want to play it scary.
You play the pipes scary.
Yes.
Okay, scary pipe time. What's the saving throw?
Give me a second. Oh my.
No,
I'm
that's
really bad.
well. That's
It's
the
so
save.
scary.
Thankfully, the pipes have a static saving throw, so it's going to be a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw for whatever might be here. Do Thicket, you hear a squeak noise from right here and glance up for a second to see the yellow dragon figure squeak at the noise and then dive downward to the opposite side of the bookshelf and disappear out of your sight again. And Gambit would probably also, well, all three of you probably would be able to see the small of this yellow draconic figure dash down the shelves and disappear between the books.
It's a bookworm.
It looks like a tiny dragon, which actually I should be able to show you the image of what it looks like now that y'all got a better view of it.
Hey, Thicket, do you want to change back and use your flame blades?
Thicket shakes its head.
Few moments pass. Make the save again. It fails. It's still scared, cowering. Somewhere. What would you like to do?
So it's currently immobilized.
Last you saw it, it dashed down into this bookshelf, and you have not seen it move.
Do I know which part of the shelf?
It dashed down onto one of the shelves between the books, but you didn't see exactly where.
Can I just start taking apart books one by one?
As you pull off, do you do it aggressively or calmly?
I do it like a 1, 2, 3, and then like quick jerk.
You take them off. You go through a few of these, and then finally on the last one with Gambit on the other side. Are you doing anything, Gambit?
Yeah, I'll help him, but I'm taking the books off gently.
Do. I need both of you to roll me a d10. Whoever gets higher finds it first. Gambit, as you pull one of the books to the side, you see cowering against the wall, away from this sound, which it's going to make another save. Oop. Still fails. Okay, let me find the image. You see this small draconic figure. It's kind of weird because it does look like a fairly smooth dragon with these two yellowish horns coming up behind its head. But its wings are kind of odd because unlike the almost bat-like wings of dragons, these seem almost more like butterfly or fairy wings as they stretch out behind it. And I'll go ahead and share you an image. The one that you're looking at looks most similar to the
Box. Oh wait, there we go.
Oh. Wow.
That's party.
Okay, I am going to go into my backpack and pull out some of my rations.
Backpack.
And I'm going to see if I have any like dried bits of fruit or meat and offer it. Throw it towards the dragon.
It fails its saving throw again. It squints at you suspiciously as it seems to be still be hiding from the sound of Cedar's music.
Thicket shoots blood at Cedar.
Cedar, I think you can stop with the creepy music now.
What if I don't want to?
He shoots webs again at Cedar.
Scaring my new friend. At least I hope it's a friend. I'm trying very hard to make friends with whatever this is.
Thicket, does she seem out of sorts? Is that your perception?
I am a spider.
So as you say this, you would actually hear under its breath, Gambit, this creature seems to speak, and you would understand it's speaking Sylvan. I'm a freaking hate, dang it. It's yellow, tiny, and.
Oh. Why, hello. Can
Ooh, do I understand too? Because I speak Sylvan.
You do understand Sylvan.
Yay.
And
well,
Garand also understands, and so does Cedar. But y'all wouldn't really be able to hear because it mutters kind of under its breath in the opposite side of the room from where Garand is. Still failing to save every single time.
Sorry to bother you, good sir. We just happened to stumble in here. Is there anything we can do for you?
Could you turn off the music?
Peter, please stop.
Cedar reluctantly stops playing.
Thank you.
The dragon takes a deep breath. Okay. Well, I guess I'm out now. I guess you found me. Good job.
Would I, as a spider, know how to speak Sylvan?
No.
Okay.
Well, in Wild Shape, you can't properly speak. It does dart up a couple of shelves to be eye level with Gambit and Doug.
Well,
I guess nice to meet you.
my name's Gambit. What's your name?
Izu.
Ooh, I like that name.
Thanks.
Why are you here? What is your job?
Where's my what? My job?
Yeah, your job.
I don't have a job.
Ooh.
I'm a dragon. I do what I want.
I like that philosophy.
Most of that most of doing what I want happens to be pranking people, but that's not the point.
Ooh,
I like
dude.
Tricking people is a good time, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, not a lot of people come in here, but
yeah, I appreciate a good prank, and the one that you pulled was pretty good. I'm sorry, my friend kind of messed it up. She just got a little spooked.
I mean, to be fair, if y'all hadn't caught me, I was definitely not going to come out of invisibility.
Oh.
Why are you a weenie?
Yes.
Okay.
At least I'm confident enough to say it, Satyr. I presume Cedar and Garand move over to where this conversation is happening.
I wasn't scared. I just like to play the pipe.
Sure.
Mhm.
Got those magical pipes you found somewhere? I can scaring people around. Think you're strong because you're all big?
You think I'm big?
You look at this fairly small dragon that's maybe a little bit bigger than a rat, or like the size of a small bird. Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm not, and I'm not trying to intimidate anybody either.
Good plan, you know. Well, I guess since you found me, what can I do for you? I mean, you're definitely more interesting than the jackal wares. They're boring. They didn't stick around very long when I started pranking them. They thought it was a ghost in here and just never came back.
Were you under the spell by the scary lady?
No, she never saw me. Didn't think she'd know who I was.
Did you pull any good pranks on her?
Yes, many.
Oh, tell me.
Well, there were at least 3 times that I made her blind while she was doing her stuff. Oof, and making illusions, making it look like there was someone coming in and stealing things, and there was no one there. Definitely made it look like one of her boyfriends got really old really fast. That would mess her up. Yeah, those are some of the best ones. Got a little bit tired though over a while. I mean, doing the same things on the same people gets a little boring, but you know, it's safe here. No one's really stopped me in like 3 years. So, you know, you take what I get. It's fine.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be safe here, but there might not be very many people to prank for very long. So,
Really? Alright, kill them all.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
It sounds like everybody's leaving. So, you know, I think about, you know, long term, you know, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Preferably 1 second while Micah checks how fairy dragons work. Which I guess you know what that is now. And preferably pretty well on my way to being green, but you know. Hopefully,
Green?
Yeah.
Like the color?
Yep. Have you never
Can you
met a fairy
change
dragon
colors?
before? Yeah, change colors.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a fairy dragon. We're cool. We change colors as we grow up. Started out as like this red color, and I got orange, and I'm yellow. My dad, he got all the way to blue before he had me. It's yellow, and then there's green, blue, and apparently you can get kind of purplish near the late end, but I don't have many people many that I know that I got that high.
Is this like a karate thing?
No, it's just age. You age, don't you? I don't like you.
I guess I
Says, looking
do.
at Xener.
What did he say?
I don't like you.
You don't like me?
No.
Why not?
You play annoying music. That's the start, you know.
I like you a lot.
I'm glad. I think that it's good when people like me. It usually results in neither of us getting killed, so you know. Not that I could really kill you if I wanted to. I'm more of a if I'm in danger, I usually just turn invisible and yeet. In case you don't know, yeet is a fairy dragon colloquialism. Don't worry about it.
Never heard of such yeeting before.
Well, if you can spend any time around me, you're gonna learn real fast. You the eye patch.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
What's your
my
deal?
name's Gambit. What?
Yeah, what's your deal?
Oh, ooh. Yeah, well, I want to be an adventurer, but I'm very bad at it. I've almost died 3 times today. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adventuring is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Now you said everyone's
but
leaving here, right? Are y'all like going back to a town or something?
Yeah, eventually. We freed all the people from the scary lady, Lacephine. And so we're just kind of exploring around this commune, and when we're done, we're going to leave.
That tracks.
I don't know where we're going. I'm just kind of following my new friends.
Makes sense. Well, seeing as how this all seems to work out, if it's fine by you, if everyone's gonna leave here, like you said, then I'll probably hitch a ride on y'all's carriage or whatever.
Okay.
I'll probably be invisible.
Cool.
You can sit on my hat.
I may do that, but I'll probably be invisible and or playing pranks on people.
Okay. Just
and
let me know if you need anything.
You know what? Since you let me know, I'm gonna roll a d20 and find out if I want to do something.
What's a d20?
And don't worry about it. It's a mental thing.
A 20-sided die.
Oh, no, I think it was a joke from Cedar's point of view, but I might have been
Yes.
Is that Abby or Cedar?
Cedar.
Okay. Looks over to Garland, who speaks in the chat. I mean, not really. I'm not a sword or a metal person. I don't really have any idea in that respect. Well, as long as y'all here, if I'm gonna be nice, I might as well. You let me know. He flies over to this case, swings around to the side of it, and grabs with his tail this. What you see is this small hook, actually, in the wood that he grabs onto with his tail and then just stops flying and drapes down, and it pulls open this small container, this hidden compartment in the side of the shelf.
Ooh.
Have fun with that. He drops down and darts off the ground, and as you see him dart off, he shimmers and turns invisible, disappearing from your view.
Goodbye, Izu.
You're welcome.
I didn't say thank you.
You should have. Rude.
Back at ya.
I like him a lot.
Me
Thanks.
too. Go away!
I'm not even let the room. Do you feel a weight land on your shoulder, Gambit?
Oh.
You'll never know if I'm still here or not. And then the weight leaves.
Oh, well, I'll just always assume that you're around.
Thank you for giving me power. I assume from how quick Doug moved over, he looks inside of the compartment.
Correct.
There is a scroll inside.
He retrieves the scroll. Can he read it?
No. You look at it, it has a bunch of arcane notation that you do not understand.
He just kind of looks at Garon and like passes it over.
Do I recognize it?
Let me see if it's on any of your spell lists. It is on your bard spell list, so I'll say yes, you probably can recognize it. This is a spell scroll of silence.
Alrighty.
I'll go ahead and yeet that onto your inventory.
Did you know that's a draconic term?
Yeet. Oh, yeah.
That's what the young master has said.
Young master, I like that.
Don't let it go to your head.
Oh, I will.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Your scale color, it's yellow, correct?
Yep, that's me.
So yes, relatively young, and as a great and unique and powerful and interesting creature such as yourself, you know, I say that's quite masterful. You've survived, and you've lived around in this neighborhood. This is a dangerous place.
3 years here, 9 years before that, mostly in the mountain. You know.
If you'd like to accompany us, you'd be welcome to do so. I don't know.
Yeah, if I find you interesting, I might. However, I am eyeing that spider. Are you gonna eat that?
Oh, please don't eat that.
Why not?
That
It
that
shoots
belongs.
a web at
That's
him.
my friend.
Is it like a familiar or something?
Yes, that belongs to us. That belongs to us.
All right. I'll be nice. I won't eat it, probably.
If
It
you
shoots
even
another web
try
at him.
to eat it, I will play my pipes.
Fine. As you sit and wait, we're probably going to end the session proper there. If you'd like, we could say y'all move toward meeting with other people. Is there anything left you would like to do that you're planning to do next time, or are y'all just planning on heading back to town?
I'm ready to get out of here.
Me too.
I'm ready to long rest.
Yeah.
You really want that level 4, don't you? That's fair. Level 4 is fun. All right, we will go ahead and end the session there then as y'all rejoin. Which, unless y'all are going to stick around and keep looking around inside of the temple, I'm not going to be bringing this map up for a little while. So, y'all can think about that over the time if y'all are going to try and do anything else in here, or whether or not you're going to head out. I'm gonna check experience points. Yeah, that's the session. I hope you'll enjoyed. I'm naming this the Divine Vault, or Door to the Divine Vault, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Make the doodles the thumbnail.
Probably not. It's probably going to be a gemstone and a set of bone pipes, but you know.
Or the fairy dragon.
It could be the fairy dragon. Fairy dragons are pretty great. I'll go ahead and let Twitch go, at least the recording, so that YouTube can hang out and not have to worry about that side. So goodbye,
Bye.
YouTube. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all next time.